Amidst the usual trend of hardship time travelers, Wang Yang chose the total opposite life. He lives carefree each day, never worrying about tomorrow. Ironically, a mischievous system begged him to become the next conqueror. Without lifting a finger, his power skyrocketed beyond imagination. At his debut, he easily schooled foreign powerhouses. Even the Supreme Queen instantly wanted to join his side. A single casual move could stir the fate of heaven and earth. The top academic rival caught blood in rage after losing. The story begins with a picture-perfect, peaceful scene. In that tranquil painting, a young man relaxes amidst nature, his basking in the bliss of effort-free abundance. The piece shatters when a system sprite suddenly appears to tempt him. To the enthusiastic offer, he coldly refuses like skipping an annoying ad. He bluntly exposes the system as a disguised exploitation tool. Even as the sprite begs, he firmly cuts ties with the word work. Rejected, the system girl spirals into self-doubt, but her determination quickly reignites in full blaze. She clings to him, spamming ridiculous missions all rejected. Even his peaceful meals aren't safe from her nagging. After repeated failures, the sprite rethinks her strategy. At last, she decides to change her approach completely. When she reappears, he shuts her down before she can speak. Upon hearing about massive rewards, he hesitates for the first time. Stunned by the bizarre concept she introduces, the sprite excitedly claims he can reach the peak just by doing nothing. Wang Yang suspects it's a honeycoated trap. After a tragicomic oath, he softens and decides to gamble on it. The moment he agrees, the contract ritual completes with an over-tier reward. The surging energy shocks him as he transcends mortal limits. The system triggers another breakthrough, pushing his realm even higher in an instant. Realizing even breathing makes him stronger, he confirms the lazy invincible mode is real. He releases his power, creating a radiant anomaly that engulfs the sky. The event instantly shakes the entire cultivation world. Lingjin sect panics, summoning elders in fear of disaster. Other factions buzz, guessing a rare great emperor has emerged. The Great Qing dynasty swiftly verifies the new powerhouse's identity and location. Back to idleness, Wang Yang sighs at his now troublesome life. He laments his plain past, never even having a full romance. The system catches his longing for love and offers a solution. The sprite opens a display filled with stunning beauties. A list of suggested partners appears for him to pick. Grumbling about hassle, still tempted by the promised rewards. Before he grasps it all, he learns the mission comes with auto benefits. At that moment, the Great Qing Queen herself requests an audience. Hearing this, Wang Yang jokes proudly while the system smugly declares its supremacy. In the Grand Hall, elders gather curiously about the Empress move. Some young disciples look puzzled, finding the name Wang Yang completely unfamiliar. When the sect master investigates, elders find only one nameless disciple with that name. Someone recalls a legend about a Master Wang, teacher of the sect's founder. All clues connect, confirming Wang Yang is the hidden ancestral patriarch. The sect master jolts up in shock and makes an instant decision. A group is sent to receive the Empress, while others prepare a grand ancestor ceremony. Soon after, a neat procession heads toward West Sword Peak. All kneel together, loudly paying respects to Wang Yang. Before the solemn ritual, he checks with the system, which confirms it's not its doing. Wang Yang calmly accepts reality, telling them to skip the formalities. When asked why the Empress visits, he casually guesses it's about marriage. That offhand remark shakes the entire hall in disbelief. Ignoring the uproar, Wang Yang declares he'll personally go greet her. At that moment, someone is already waiting on the other side of the hall. Linlang appears, directly asking why Wang Yang hasn't shown up. A companion excuses it, saying the patriarch is in secluded cultivation. Then steady footsteps echo, breaking the tense silence. Wang Yang enters with his group, his natural aura dominating the hall. Linlang studies him skeptically, finding his plain look suspiciously humble. Feeling her scrutinizing gaze, Wang Yang panics and begs the system to save face. The system instantly activates a reward, turning his common clothes into royal robes. His majestic aura blooms, leaving the Empress shaken and awed. The elders are stunned and emotional that the sect birthed such a peak figure again. Linlang secretly gauges that Wang Yang's power far exceeds her own. After mustering courage, she suddenly kneels before him. With desperate sincerity, she pleads for him to save the Great Qing dynasty's fate. The sight stuns everyone. This is the same Empress who conquered 6 nations. Wang Yang gently lifts her, saying he has long withdrawn from worldly matters. Linlang insists solemnly, ready to pay any price for his aid. Her words quietly shake the sect master with their resolve. Wang Yang falls silent, clearly moved inside. Linlang bows lower, offering herself as the bargaining condition. The entire hall explodes at the shocking proposal. Wang Yang wrestles inside between desire and coming troubles. At that moment, the system reveals Linlang's special divine physique. It explains the immense benefits of merging with the Phoenix sacred body. After hearing that, Wang Yang immediately grasps the true worth of her offer. His complex gaze makes Linlang vow to give everything she has. She swears an oath before the heavenly Tao, ready to bear the cost. In the end, Wang Yang agrees, secretly calculating mutual gains. Linlang bows in gratitude on behalf of her people. The Lingjin sect master panics, fearing danger when the patriarch departs. He pleads earnestly for Wang Yang to reconsider. At that moment, the system happily announces a new imperial-grade sect protection formation reward. Hearing it, Wang Yang delights that the system perfectly understands his lazy comfort style. Spiritual light condenses into a treasure, shocking the sect master to see it's truly an Imperial-grade formation. He casually activates the formation with a single decisive motion. A divine weapon shoots into the sky, radiating dazzling light. In an instant, it splits into countless sword shadows. The sword array envelops the sect, creating a glorious sight that stirs everyone's hearts. Linlang secretly compares and realizes Ling Jian's sect far surpasses the Empire. Qun Jiao suddenly kneels, asking to follow and serve Wang Yang. He feels a headache as things grow increasingly complicated. The system immediately reports Qin Jiao possesses a rare Holy Spirit physique, explains this body is born for loyalty and perfect assistance. Wang Yan accepts, and Qin Jiao joyfully becomes his attendant. Everyone understands her status is now completely transformed. Linlang softly calls for her mount. A colossal phoenix appears, shocking all with its celestial aura. Wang Yang sighs and jokes about the gap between rich and poor. The system instantly picks up his thought about a mount. A new reward drops a suprema-grade mount. He generously tells Qin Jiao she may use his mount if needed. Qin Jiao feels both awe and curiosity toward her master's real mount. Wang Yang summons his treasure with a short command. 6 majestic dragons pull a magnificent chariot into view. The dragon riders descend, bowing to acknowledge their master. The sect master and crowd are dumbfounded by the supreme meteor mount. Wang Yang smiles and invites departure. Linlang respectfully replies. He orders the journey to begin, heading straight for the great Sheng capital. 2 dragon-riding guards obey in unison. At that same moment, the Empire's guardian formation falls into peril. Soldiers within are exhausted, their spirits nearly broken. The national preceptor steadies himself, vowing to hold until the end. Outside the capital, citizens flee in chaos as the invading army closes in. A thunderous explosion signals the arrival of an enemy powerhouse. 2 generals of Xuan Yu appear, furious yet wary of the formation. They quickly discern the Empress' defensive strategy to strengthen the array's power. After conferring, they decide to go all out to destroy the defense line. Command is handed fully to one of them to strike. Within the array, the preceptor nears collapse. Burdened with regret, the enemy general raises his weapon, unleashing a dragon-shaped killing strike. A colossal black dragon roars and charges at the barrier. At the brink of doom, a sword light tears through the heavens. The black dragon is blasted back, its wielder injured by the recoil. The 2 generals turn pale, terrified by the unfamiliar sword intent. Looking upward, they spot a lone figure already standing there. That man is Wang Yang, watching calmly with cold eyes. An enraged enemy shouts, demanding to know who dares interfere. The other cautiously notes the extraordinary origin marked by the 6-dragon chariot. Linlang steps forward, declaring Wang Yang's identity as a great emperor. The enemies sneer, mocking his Ling Jian sect background. Qin Jiao bursts in fury, charging to retaliate against the insult. The foes dismiss her, deeming her cultivation too low to matter. At that tense moment, the system cheerfully announces an emergency reward activation. Wang Yang receives a supreme holorank combat technique. Hearing this, he smirks in amusement. He calmly suggests the enemies give him some face this once. That remark enrages them instantly, barely restrained by their comrades. Zhongxie keeps his manners, stating their goal is only to take the Empress away. Wang Yang coldly refuses without hesitation. At that instant of rising killing intent, his holy technique automatically reaches perfection. Realizing talks are useless, the enemies choose violence. The system quickly explains the new technique's overtier counter ability. Understanding his advantage, Wang Yang smiles with confidence. He declares he won't even move, letting them attack freely. Despite Linlang and Qin Jiao's worry, he calmly reassures them. The enemy sets a condition: if they land 3 hits, they'll withdraw. Wang Yang raises his hand, accepting the duel. The first strike lands but proves completely ineffective. The foe is stunned to find his full power caused no harm. Furious, he launches another deadly move. The Supreme Fist Art strikes with space-shattering force. Yet the attack halts before an invisible barrier. Wang Yang mocks him, saying his strength is just empty fame. Enraged, the foe goes berserk, unleashing all his might. Zhongxie panics, warning him not to use the forbidden art. Ignoring the plea, the demon avatar is summoned anyway. Wang Yang calmly activates his technique's counter mode. 2 immense forces collide in the sky. The great Qing forces tremble. Witnessing Wang Yang's transcendent power, he casually performs the counter move. The attack rebounds instantly. The backlash hits its caster, making him cough blood and collapse. Zhongxie rushes to save him, forcing his ally to concede defeat. Wang Yang taunts, asking if the other wants a turn. Zhongxie admits mercy was shown and keeps his word to retreat. The old man coughs, turns away, while Wang Yang dismissively bids farewell. Clearly uninterested in drama, Qin Jiao hurries over and concerned Linlang admires his art, but Wang Yang shrugs it off as mere trickery. The Empress gratefully invites him to a royal banquet that evening, and he leisurely agrees. Just then, an official arrives with attendants, respectfully requesting audience. Linlang introduces Wang Yang as the great emperor of Ling Jian sect and heir to the national throne, stunning the official speechless. The whole entourage kneels, shouting long live, while Wang Yang stands dumbfounded at his sudden kingship. The system sprite appears to congratulate him, announcing his earned merit from the people's worship. Wang Yang angrily demands what merit means and scolds the system for adding missions, threatening to cut ties, making it panic to explain. The system laughs nervously, assuring it's no trap, though its tone only annoys him more. It clarifies that merit is born from reverence and good deeds saving lives or aiding the nation all generate this power. Wang Yang doubts traditional cultivation's worth, but the system adds that worshippers' faith can even form a dharma body rivaling the divine transformation realm. He realizes Yilinlang walks the path of merit, but the system denies oversimplifying, saying she's a rare dual cultivator. Yilinlang curiously asks. Wang Yang laughs it off but secretly stays alert as her merit value keeps rising. Along the streets, citizens kneel and cheer, hailing the mighty one who saved their capital. Even as some praise his transcendent poise, the crowd keeps chanting Wang Yang's name nonstop. Qin Jiao secretly admires him deeply, vowing to serve her ancestor loyally no matter how low her rank. Upon entering the palace, officials greet them grandly. Yilinlang credits all merit to Wang Yang and orders a supreme national banquet. Not seeing the national preceptor, the empress grows suspicious and learns he collapsed from maintaining the empire's formation. His life in danger, Yilinlang scolds them for not reporting sooner. Clearly anxious for his safety, officials reply has been taken the Tianji Pavilion to rest and heal. The empress insists on visiting immediately, apologizing for oversight and asking Wang Yang not to mind. The preceptor lies unconscious, pale and weak, while disciples kneel crying in panic. Yilinlang rushes in, voice trembling with guilt for arriving too late. The preceptor weakly tells her to maintain decorum. Addressing him properly in public, Wang Yang sighs inwardly, pitying such a remarkable man on the verge of death. The preceptor recognizes Wang Yang, struggling to thank him for saving both empress and empire, but Wang Yang modestly brushes it off. Yilinlang hurriedly sends for celestial healers, but the preceptor claims only a Nentern creation pill from the upper realm can save him. The system sprite suddenly appears, tossing out a glowing pill and announcing it's a rare item, making Wang Yang frown in irritation. He hesitates between keeping the treasure for himself or saving this worthy elder. In the end, Wang Yang sacrifices the pill to save him, moving Yilinlang deeply as disciples cheer. Yilinlang personally feeds the pill to her master, eyes filled with hope. Within moments, golden light bursts from the preceptor's body, his aura surging. Wang Yang realizes the pill does more than heal. Yilinlang quickly asks if her master is breaking through. The preceptor rises, bowing in gratitude, saying he's not only healed but advanced to mid-immortal king realm. Wang Yang just smiles as if it's trivial. A messenger announces the banquet is ready. Yilinlang invites Wang Yang, who accepts with relaxed ease. Soon, the four take their seats amid music, dance, and vivid colors. In a distant corner, a grand cauldron stands solemnly, exuding sacred pressure. Wang Yang wonders about the world's alcohol tolerance, and the system instantly grants the Imperial Art Drunken Kai Dragon Transformation Manual. This technique turns any drink or poison into true energy and boosts reflexes, delighting Wang Yang that he'll never need to worry about food or wine again. Yilinlang raises the first cup, thanking Wang Yang on behalf of the royal house and Qinji Pavilion for saving the preceptor. They drink together, solemn grace filling the hall. The second cup is raised for all Great Shang citizens, expressing the nation's gratitude for his heroism. All officials stand, shouting in unison to salute Emperor Wang Yang. At the third toast, Yilinlang boldly declares Wang Yang will become the new sovereign of the Great Shang dynasty. The court erupts in shock, some amazed, some doubtful, yet others note two emperor-level beings would make the nation invincible. Yilinlang silences the hall and proclaims the preceptor will choose an auspicious date for her marriage to Wang Yang. Qin Jiao anxiously steps up, saying such a grand matter shouldn't be decided rashly. The empress coldly retorts, reminding of her heavenly Dao oath and mocking King Jiao's lack of qualification to object. Qin Jiao calmly argues she doesn't oppose the marriage, only asks for full ceremony to preserve Ling Jiansek's dignity. Wang Yang watches the beauties debate with detached amusement, secretly finding it entertaining. The system sprite suddenly announces a marriage reward, making Wang Yang snap at it to shut up. Amid the tense feast, a stranger claiming to be Han Yu's left prime minister suddenly appears, stunning the entire court. Yilinlang turns pale, realizing someone of that rank arriving means disaster for Great Shang. Wang Yang curiously asks who this man is, puzzled why his mere name causes panic. The preceptor explains Han Yu is a 1,000-year empire with 7 emperor realms, and Qi Wenyuan is its most powerful minister. Wang Yang remains unimpressed, saying even emperor-level foes should make a court tremble. Yilinlang clarifies that Qi Wenyuan's true danger lies in his mind, not cultivation. His fame for schemes so deep he plays nations like chess, deciding their rise and fall in moments. Wang Yang asks the system to assess him, but it admits the target exceeds scan range. He dismisses the system, vowing he'll face Qi Wenyuan sooner or later. Qi Wenyuan sneers, mocking whether the so-called sage dares look down on a civil minister. Yilinlang suddenly urges Wang Yang to leave for 10 days, begging him to stay away from this calamity and accept her gratitude in the next life. The preceptor objects, warning that letting the foe succeed would doom all Great Shang citizens. Qin Jiao nervously advises retreat too, but Wang Yang coolly says if he endures insult now, he'll lose his pride forever. He rises to propose a plan, leaving Yi Linlang and the preceptor stunned in suspense. The preceptor abruptly kneels, calling Wang Yang their savior and believing he'll deliver the empire from catastrophe. Seeing him kneel, all officials follow, hailing Wang Yang as the nation's benefactor whose merit blankets the land. Wang Yang can only groan inwardly, feeling his hero status blown way out of proportion. Yi Linlang angrily stops them, scolding that no one should force Wang Yang to bear state burdens. Wang Yang smiles calmly, saying one left minister isn't enough trouble, he'll handle it and be right back. Hearing that, Yi Linlang blushes, silently praying for his safe return. In the sky, Hai Wenyuan observes quietly, his oppressive aura blanketing the hall. He coldly mocks that Great Sheng refused the wine of peace and chose the wine of punishment. Calm voice replies, asking him to step aside, signaling readiness for battle. It's Wang Yang, exuding both confidence and arrogance. Hai Wenyuan eyes him suspiciously, while Wang Yang humbly claims to be just a wandering cultivator. Qi Wenyuan grows more cautious inside but outwardly flatters him, implying Wang Yang's rank must be extraordinary. Wang Yang declines all titles, stating he only wishes to make peace so neither empire needs to spill blood. Qi Wenyuan argues Han Yu acted for justice, accusing Yi Linlang of cruelly conquering 6 nations. Wang Yang counters that unifying through war to end bloodshed is itself great merit. Qi Wenyuan admits his sharp tongue but insists his mission to take Yi Linlang cannot change. Wang Yang suggests setting aside violence and talking peacefully to preserve harmony. Qi Wenyuan sneers, asking if there's any path other than conflict. Wang Yang proposes a literary duel instead, and Qi Wenyuan instantly agrees. Confident of crushing him, they agree to decide by a single match. A chessboard appears, and Wang Yang pales, he doesn't even know how to play. At that dire moment, the system sprite activates AIRFA chess mode, shocking Wang Yang it's erstyle chess. The sprite proudly claims it's the newest optimized version, needing only 3 pieces to annihilate any player in this world. Wang Yang realizes that just this skill alone could make him unbeatable across the land. He calmly invites Qi Wenyuan to move first, stunning the man who can't believe anyone would give such courtesy. Wang Yang even offers a 2-piece handicap, enraging Qi Wenyuan, who feels his lifetime reputation insulted. Wang Yang certainly replies that a gentleman keeps his word, win or lose. It's the opponent's choice. He stakes his azure sword and his promise to leave immediately, turning the game into a life-and-death gamble. The system finishes loading, boosting chess assistance to maximum. Wang Yang chuckles inwardly, certain that with a backing him, defeat is impossible. The courtiers watch in fear and awe, recalling Qi Wenyuan once defeated 18 Go masters at once. Yi Linlang boldly reassures everyone. Qin Jiao admires her ancestors' brilliance, while the preceptor secretly frets over the risky match. Each of Wang Yang's moves leaves Qi Wenyuan pale, while the system reports rising win rates. Delighting him, Qi Wenyuan breaks in a cold sweat, realizing even with huge advantage he's being cornered. While his aides await his counterplan, his early confidence crumbles, replaced by panic he can't conceal. He keeps wondering how every trap and setup of his is seen through. Wang Yang gently places a piece, calmly calling his opponent's name. He declares the game is over and his mercy ends here. Qi Wenyuan cannot accept losing so miserably despite his overwhelming edge. The shock makes him spit blood at the chessboard, leaving Wang Yang stunned by the overreaction. Qi Wenyuan keeps coughing blood, his body swaying on the verge of collapse. Wang Yang mutters in confusion, baffled how a chess match turned this catastrophic. The system reports the opponent's realm dropped from mental backlash. Yet Wang Yang senses something feels off. The sprite adds the reward is still loading, making Wang Yang burst into laughter at the absurdity. He clasps his hands politely, thanking Qi Wenyuan for yielding. Keeping his gentlemanly demeanor, suddenly, 2 hidden assassins lunge out, striking with a deadly coordinated attack. Wang Yang freezes for a split second at the unexpected ambush. A thunderous explosion erupts, its shockwave obliterating everything nearby. He calmly closed his eyes, channeling the Heaven Earth Titan art for defense. The attack was blocked, and the 2 ambushers fumed, realizing Wang Yang's shield was turtle-hard. Even so, they switched stance and charged again without hesitation. Wang Yang coldly countered, unleashing the rebound move of the Heaven Earth Titan art. Golden light exploded, blasting both attackers away with crushing force. The spectacle left all witnesses stunned beyond belief. Qi Wenyuan immediately ordered a halt, forbidding further reckless attacks. He bowed in defeat, admitted fault, and honored his promise to retreat. Wang Yang calmly allowed them to leave. A furious subordinate questioned the retreat, but Qi Wenyuan sternly warned that Wang Yang defied common sense. Ignoring their disdain, Qi Wenyuan sighed, hinting that Wang Yang's realm had reached the supreme truth. He guessed it was the heavenly Dao Saint Tier and decided to advise the emperor to abandon plans against Great Sheng. The system sprite suddenly appeared acting oddly, making Wang Yang sweat with a bad premonition. The system joyfully produced a strange crystal, announcing successful refinement at last. It was a fragment of the heavenly Dao, a key no one could transcend to sainthood without. Wang Yang grew curious and carefully absorbed the heavenly Dao shard. Instantly, white light engulfed him, bright enough to awaken the world itself. The aura of heavenly Dao spread everywhere, startling ancient monsters in seclusion, an omen of great upheaval. A fragment of ultimate law emerged, signaling the coming tremor of worldly order. The destiny-bound treasure stirred curiosity who would claim it after ages of waiting. Some suspected conspiracy, but Kai Wen-yuan denied it, calling it the sacred key to ascension, not a tool to exploit. Back to Wang Yang when the relic fully glowed. A strange structure formed, revealed by the system as an altar within his mind sea. The sprite instructed him to place the heavenly Tao shard there to awaken supreme power. Wang Yang cautiously circulated spiritual energy. Stabilizing the relic in his grasp, he slowly guided the law fragment to the altar's center. Upon contact, terrifying energy wave erupted. Golden brilliance tore open the sky, forming a colossal halo above. Wang Yang's cultivation soared through realms, reaching the peak as cosmic power converged into him. He was shocked to gain not only higher cultivation but new rule mastery and 6 chess pieces that could manipulate fate. His new identity blurred. The system explained that a keeper of pieces views heaven and earth as a chessboard. Life as pieces, but Wang Yang only cared for his actual powers. His new ability freed him from level limits in combat, though he scoffed, unimpressed. After it all ended, he returned to the imperial palace in calm composure. Yilin Lang praised him in admiration, while Wang Yang revealed his foe's heart had collapsed. Posing no threat for now, the courtiers cheered, and the feast brimmed with fine wine to celebrate victory. Amid the revelry, Wang Yang held a chess piece, his expression turning solemn and pensive. Suddenly, he tossed the chess piece into the air without warning. The relic radiated golden light, enveloping the entire empire in a protective shield. The system appeared, congratulating him as the nation-guarding formation leveled up and granted a supreme sword art. The Grand Preceptor was puzzled to see the Guardian Array's form completely transformed. In contrast, Wang Yang fell silent, realizing the white piece directly linked to control over living beings. Amid Yilin Lang's embarrassment and Wang Yang's reassurance, everyone was stunned to learn the array now required a sovereign to break, earning endless praise. Far away, someone drank in frustration, lamenting how their intricate scheme had failed miserably. A subordinate humbly advised that Wang Yang was too unfathomable, better to avoid Great Sheng for now. Emperor Xuanyu raged, berating his subordinates as useless and ordering his general back to destroy the enemy. A brave minister warned that with the northern campaign critical, rash anger could ruin everything. The emperor finally decreed to capture Yilin Lang first, vowing to march himself if that failed. His court roared in approval. Meanwhile, the Great Sheng Empire basked in peace and joy. During the celebration, the Grand Preceptor solemnly proposed holding the wedding in 5 days and began preparations. Some objected that such an important marriage was too rushed without consulting the monarch. Wang Yang, feeling cornered, suggested returning to Lingjian sect to prepare first. The Grand Preceptor immediately refused, assuring that the court had everything arranged. Qin Jiao intervened, saying the sect's patriarch still needed to return and ready the offerings and rites. Yilin Lang found it reasonable, agreeing that Lingjian sect required proper preparation time. Even so, the Grand Preceptor worried cultural differences might cause conflict later. He volunteered to accompany them, citing his expertise in wedding etiquette. After some thought, Wang Yang agreed to let him travel back to Lingjian sect together. Yilin Lang wistfully wished to go too, but Wang Yang comforted her that he'd return soon to welcome her. She gripped his hand tightly, admitting she wasn't mentally ready yet. Piquing his curiosity, he half-joked about marriage or having children, making the atmosphere strangely charged. Yilin Lang blushed, scolding him and urging everyone to depart quickly. The trio rode a magnificent carriage, drawing off from the crowd as if deities had descended. The Grand Preceptor secretly marveled at Wang Yang's mysterious origin and directly asked about his sacred homeland. Wang Yang quietly consulted the system, which revealed a list of the world's 10 great holy lands. The revelation shook him deeply. To avoid future trouble, Wang Yang claimed to be a wandering cultivator who'd never visited any holy land. The Grand Preceptor admired him even more for his rare talent and fortune. The system suddenly warned that Lingjian sect's grand array was under fierce attack. Wang Yang frowned, furious that someone dared assault his sect while he was away. Seeing the Grand Preceptor's concern, he calmly said the sect merely faced minor trouble. At the sect, a group of strangers used every trick they knew, yet couldn't dent the fortress-like barrier. The leader greedily declared that Lingjian sect had hidden too long and must surrender its grand array today. A thunderous explosion erupted as two powers collided, shaking the very air. The sect disciples panicked, watching anxiously and whispering in fear. Some feared the array might break, but others insisted the founder's formation was unshakable. Suddenly, a heavy rhythm of footsteps echoed closer and closer. The invaders turned to see Wang Yang and his companions arriving, prompting him to demand an explanation. The sect master respectfully reported, while King Jiao furiously questioned who dared offend Lingjian sect. Wang Yang coldly remarked that their timing was perfect to seek death right before his wedding. He ordered everyone to treat the Grand Preceptor well, saying he'd handle this personally. With that, he soared into the sky, promising a swift return. He shouted, calling the troublemakers nothing more than lost stray dogs. The intruders turned and faced Wang Yang's figure in midair. They identified themselves as Feng Yun's sect, threatening to hand over the array or be wiped out. Wang Yang sneered, recognizing them as greedy mercenaries courting death. The enemy arrogantly claimed Lingjian sect was unworthy of the array. Pretending to offer mercy, The system analyzed and revealed their ranks: one second-stage emperor and several immortal-level fighters. Wang Yang scoffed, deciding they'd make fine test subjects for his new sword art. The system instantly granted and completed mastery of a supreme sword technique. Soon after, another ultimate sword formula activated, light flared, and a divine blade appeared in his hand. Wang Yang roared, giving them one last chance to leave Ling Jian's sect. The leader mocked him, boasting of status and calling Wang Yang an arrogant junior. A hot-hated disciple lunged forward, intending to slay Wang Yang and raise the sect. In response, Wang Yang casually swung his sword with effortless grace. The crushing pressure drove the attacker into panic, screaming for his master's help. A flash of sword light and the foe was cleaved instantly, leaving the rest frozen in horror. The leader howled in rage, refusing to believe a Feng Yun sect disciple had died before his eyes. Wang Yang coldly stated that trespassing Ling Jian sect alone was an unforgivable sin. With their arrogance added, he concluded they had chosen death themselves. Ling Jian shrieked curses, vowing to bury the entire sect with his disciple. He raised his sword, killing intent surging toward Wang Yang. Wang Yang retorted mockingly, saying he'd gladly send them to the underworld reunion. His comrades tried to dissuade him, wary of Wang Yang's power, but Ling Jian forced them to form the Revenge Array. The rest simultaneously made seals, merging the threefold forces of heaven, earth, and man. A massive formation swiftly enveloped Wang Yang. Ling Jian sneered coldly. Believing victory was his, Wang Yang dismissed it, saying such a childish array couldn't restrain him. He raised his sword, channeling heavenly Dao power to shatter the formation directly. Realizing his cultivation wasn't suppressed, the Feng Yun sect group panicked completely. Ling Jian tried calming them but couldn't hide his rising terror. They decided to go all out with one final strike. Ling Jian roared, summoning the heaven-slaying sword move. The other two unleashed their earth sword and human sword at once. Facing their joint assault, Wang Yang stood calmly, unfazed. He mocked their weakness and activated his supreme divine art. The display horrified Ling Jian, who couldn't fathom such power. Wang Yang declared his counterattack, making Ling Jian shout for retreat. The Wind Thunder sword exploded. One foe was slain in a blink. Before the other could scream, a deathly voice echoed behind him. Another sword strike fell, ending his life cleanly. When Wang Yang turned back, only a violet streak fled in the distance. Ling Jian, terrified, escaped, vowing revenge another day. Wang Yang sneered, saying even speed couldn't save him. He unleashed the ultimate pursuit sword art. Golden sword light tore through space, slaying Ling Jian and erasing the threat. The system detected a fleeing remnant soul and asked for orders. Wang Yang kept it alive for amusement. The remnant spirit fled, cursing Ling Jian sect through gritted teeth. Everyone soon returned to Ling Jian sect after the chaos. All disciples bowed deeply in reverence. Kun Jiao asked who the attackers were. Wang Yang calmly said they were from Feng Yun sect, now wiped out. The sect master paled in fear, unsure how to handle the aftermath. The Grand Preceptor explained that behind Feng Yun sect stood Yun Yin sect, guarded by a supreme cultivator. The sect master nervously compared their strengths, consoling himself that their ancestors still protected them. The Grand Preceptor reminded that after the wedding, Wang Yang would stay in the capital, deepening the sect master's despair. Wang Yang ordered everyone to focus on wedding preparations before any other matters. News spread that the patriarch had emerged and the empress would bring bridal gifts, sparking both envy and gossip. Wang Yang appeared midair, his golden aura blazing like the sun. Disciples were stunned by how young the patriarch looked, then realized it was Wang Yang. He descended slowly under everyone's awed gaze. They silently agreed he carried the aura of an emperor-tier powerhouse. Wang Yang announced had wed the empress in 5 days and ordered full cooperation. Some disciples quietly complained the workload felt like slave labor. Under overwhelming pressure, all knelt, pledging to devote themselves to the ceremony. Wang Yang promised that after the wedding, he'd reward them with pills and personally select disciples for training. The crowd thanked him, officially declaring Wang Yang the Grand Supreme Sect Master. Led by the elders, every disciple knelt and loudly gave thanks to the Grand Supreme Sect Master. They vowed to restore Ling Jian sect's glory and might. Wang Yang confirmed with the system that it handled all treasure rewards. The system proudly assured full preparation. While the wedding plans advanced, Feng Yun sect held a tense secret meeting. Their master warned Ling Jian's strength couldn't recover, fueling his hatred for Ling Jian sect. Ling Jian fumed upon hearing Wang Yang had reached the supreme realm, asking if Feng Yun sect would endure such humiliation. The sect master resolved to seek aid from Yun Yin sect to destroy Ling Jian sect. Ling Jian bowed in thanks, cursing Wang Yang's doom. At Ling Jian sect, wedding preparations bustled with urgency, every detail meticulously arranged. Elder Li sternly corrected the lantern placements, demanding perfect precision. Elder Li reminded everyone that this was the Grand Supreme Sect Master's wedding. No mistakes allowed. The disciples obeyed instantly. The Grand Preceptor brought the bridal gift list from the Great Shang Empire for Sect Master Lia's review. Seeing the rare treasures, Sect Master Leo worried Ling Jian sect couldn't match such offerings. The Grand Preceptor reassured him that love mattered more than gifts. Sincerity was enough. Wang Yang asserted the wedding with the Empress must not be handled carelessly. Surprising everyone, he emphasized that while Ling Jian sect could stay humble, the The great Qing Empire must not be disrespected. The Grand Preceptor apologized for acting on his own and bowed for forgiveness. Wang Yang stated the dowry had long been prepared and his future partner would not be slighted. Upon seeing the luxurious list, the Grand Preceptor was stunned by Wang Yang's generosity toward the Empress. The system sprite appeared proudly. Boasting of its efforts in preparing the gifts, Wang Yang was pleased and grateful. He said the dowry was only the prelude, the wedding day itself would be the true event. Days later, Ling Jian sect was completely renewed, with everyone confident the journey had been flawlessly arranged. The Grand Preceptor wondered why the bridal escort hadn't arrived yet. Wang Yang calmly said the time was near. Soon after, a flower carriage drawn by 3 winged white horses descended from the sky. Dazzlingly grand, the system sprite manifested, boasting that the wedding convoy was magnificent enough to inspire envy. The Grand Preceptor gawked at the number of imperial-grade beasts. While Wang Yang serenely declared it time to depart, Wang Yang stepped onto the carriage and took the reins himself. The procession rolled toward the great Qing Empire as all disciples knelt, bidding farewell to their Grand Supreme Sect Master. In the imperial palace, Yilin sat in red bridal robes, anxious that the groom hadn't arrived. When told the monarch had come, she happily rose, only to be reminded to remain ceremonious. Wang Yang entered the inner hall to meet his bride. He marveled inwardly that his transmigration had led to such a perfect union. Wang Yang solemnly asked for a lifelong vow. Yilin smiled and replied softly yet firmly. He gently lifted her bridal veil. Yilin shyly called him husband. Wang Yang was astonished by her divine beauty, endlessly admiring her. Blessings resounded around them, wishing their bond eternal. Spotting the grand wedding convoy outside, Yilin couldn't hide her amazement. Before she could react, Wang Yang suddenly lifted her into his arms. She blushed and panicked while Wang Yang laughed reassuringly, deepening their closeness. Just as they were about to board the carriage, a gloomy gray light spread across the sky, making them instantly alert. Kun Jiao and the Grand Preceptor both sensed the anomaly, their faces grave with dread. Yilin worried enemies had come to disrupt, but Wang Yang calmly promised to handle it swiftly. In the sky, Kuai Wenyuan appeared with a white-robed woman, knowing conflict was inevitable this time. Elsewhere, 3 others struggled to push a colossal turtle shell. Cursing its absurd hardness, Wang Yang rose from the ground, approaching the group directly. Kuai Wenyuan feigned friendliness, greeting him like an old acquaintance. Wang Yang coldly exposed the act, condemning him for repeatedly harassing the great Qing Empire. The 3 behind him raised their weapons murderously as Qi Wenyuan invoked destiny, demanding Yilin be handed over in exchange for peace. Wang Yang sneered, warning that though he hated to stain his wedding day with blood, any further pressure would mean their deaths. Kuai Wenyuan asked the white-haired woman, Juixin, for permission to act first. She coldly agreed. He ordered 3 generals to cooperate, activating the 4 symbols grand formation through summoning rites. Spiritual energy erupted, and the first divine beast manifested in the sky. 4 spirit beasts encircled Wang Yang, forming a colossal array sealing the entire space. With all 4 symbols gathered, the formation's aura peaked. Wang Yang scoffed, calling them mere beasts, realizing slaying the array master would collapse the barrier. With that thought, he poured full power into his divine sword and charged straight at Kuai Wenyuan. Faced with the terrifying sword force, Kuai Wenyuan panicked, crying for help. Knowing he couldn't block it, the supreme sword strike clashed with the 4 symbols array in a cataclysmic blast. Kuai Wenyuan was gravely injured but barely alive. Wang Yang frowned, realizing the array was stronger than expected. That blow should have ended it. Green and red light rained down densely like a meteor shower. Yilin, anxious, wanted to fight, but the Grand Preceptor panicked, saying only a supreme could break such a formation. Though frustrated, she was reassured that Wang Yang's hidden strength would soon reverse the tide. Amid the struggle, Wang Yang noticed Kuai Wenyuan's abnormal recovery, confirming the array's sinister nature. After brief thought, Wang Yang decided to unleash his ultimate technique, Heavenly Evolution 9 Tribulation Sword. He struck with a world-shattering move but was countered by a massive claw. The system immediately rewarded him with the artifact Heavenly Spirit Pupil to break the formation. Without hesitation, Wang Yang fused the sacred artifact into his body. Spiritual energy surged, opening a celestial eye on his forehead to locate the array's core weakness. The heavenly eye glowed, revealing the full structure of the 4 symbols demon sealing array in his mind. Wang Yang rejoiced, locking onto the critical array node. He unleashed all power at the array core, causing those maintaining it to suffer severe backlash. Zhang Jie was forcefully knocked down a realm. Terrified by Wang Yang's beyond reason strength, Wang Yang coldly mocked his foes at the brink of death. One decisive sword strike ended the opponent before any counterattack. Given no respite, Wang Yang pressed on with supreme sword intent. The remaining 2 immortal kings were instantly slain. Kuai Wenyuan panicked, realizing that even as a great emperor, he was as feeble as an ant before Wang Yang. Wang Yang pointed his sword at him, declaring coldly that his turn had come. As the killing blow was unleashed, a distant spear shot forth, deflecting the attack. The crushing power from the spear shockwave startled Wang Yang. Juixin appeared, shielding Kuai Wenyuan and declaring she would not let her subordinate die. Wang Yang was astonished by Juixin's mysterious identity and immeasurable cultivation. Silently asking the system about her origins, the system reminded him to use the Heavenly Spirit Pupil for appraisal, making him realize his earlier oversight. Wang Yang instantly activated the artifact's power. The third eye shone, scanning Juxin completely to analyze her might, but the results appeared abnormal and distorted, producing a strange, unsettling image. Wang Yang froze after glimpsing a sensitive scene. Momentarily losing control, the system popped up scolding him, reminding that the heavenly spirit pupil wasn't meant for such thoughts. Juxin blushed with fury, shouting that Wang Yang was shameless. She burst with killing intent, body blazing as she shot into the sky. Juxin thrust her spear. Wang Yang hurriedly raised his sword to block. The gap in cultivation was clear. Juxin was an 8th stage emperor, while Wang Yang only 4th stage. She spun her spear like a storm, spiritual power surging oppressively. Wang Yang held a defensive stance, gathering strength to counter. Juxin unleashed her killing spear art, the tip tearing through space. Sword and spear clashed violently, shaking the heavens. The impact's force drove Wang Yang back, putting him at a temporary disadvantage. Kuai Wenyuan mocked from afar, claiming Juxin could crush entire nations. Wang Yang retorted coldly and launched the Heavenly Evolution 9 Tribulation's Thunder Slash. The lightning sword strike hit Kuai Wenyuan before he could react. Juxin seized the moment, lunging with her spear to keep Wang Yang from resting. Wang Yang twisted midair, narrowly dodging. She erupted again with a new spear art, channeling all power into the next strike. Wang Yang watched her movements, eyes flashing with surprise. His distraction came from her graceful form, nearly costing him, saved only by the system's warning. Realizing the danger, Wang Yang refocused, becoming more cautious. The system noted she was tough but valuable, suggesting he activate a secret technique to ascend to the supreme realm. Wang Yang refused the shortcut, wanting to prolong the thrill of battle. He recalled his accumulated merit and asked the system, which confirmed eligibility for a reward. The system granted him the Sacred Art Divine Merit Profound Codex. Delighting Wang Yang that his merit finally paid off, he immediately cultivated and completed it, reaching the Divine Merit Emperor body. 9th stage, the system assessed that his strength now rivaled a supreme powerhouse. With confidence, Wang Yang declared he could now face Juxin on equal footing. Juk sensed the shift in aura, puzzled by his sudden surge in power. Wang Yang taunted her to test him directly and see. Enraged, Juxin unleashed her killing spear art, turning into a meteor streak. Wang Yang mocked that dim stars could never rival sun and moon. He countered instantly with the Heavenly Evolution 9 Tribulation's sword. The overwhelming strike made Juxin cry out as her sacred spear shattered. The broken half fell into Wang Yang's grasp. The system analyzed it as a damaged divine relic and explained the continent's treasure rankings. Juxin screamed for him to return her weapon. Wang Yang teased her like a child, calmly pocketing the spear. She gritted her teeth, calling him a scoundrel. She lunged to snatch it back, only to be pushed aside. Wang Yang suspected she might be mentally unstable. He decided to restrain her first, then think later. He suddenly struck her abdomen with a palm to suppress her. The system scolded him for lacking chivalry, but Wang Yang retorted and asked for a method to bind her. The system announced he had defeated an ancient domain commander and rewarded him with the ascetic immortal vine and a high-grade mental art. Wang Yang doubts the strange cultivation manual, but the system swears the reward is perfectly chosen. Finding some sensitive content, Wang Yang furiously scolds the system for being indecent. The system instantly revises it, renaming it to Heavenly Pivot Spirit Art, which sounds far classier. A voice suddenly calls out, stopping Wang Yang in his tracks. The speaker begs him to spare Juxin, pillar of the Xuanyu dynasty, even offering his own life in exchange. Wang Yang sneers, telling him to thank the Xuanyu emperor for the fine wedding gift. He warns that any further disturbance will mean the end of the Xuanyu dynasty by his own hand. He even declares hell personally come in a few days to deliver judgment, advising them to prepare for death. Kuai Wenyuan bows, agreeing to relay the message word for word. Soon after, Wang Yang returns to his group. Yilinlang anxiously checks on her husband, while the national preceptor laughs, saying Wang Yang utterly triumphed. Wang Yang tosses Juxin to the ground, introducing her as the Shadow General of Xuanyu. Now a prisoner, Juxin wakes up screaming and demands to be freed. Wang Yang instantly seals her voice with a spell. He states her cultivation has been suppressed to immortal king level and shall be detained for judgment. Wang Yang turns, draping an arm around Yilinlang and gently calling her name. He urges her to get on the carriage for the auspicious hour. She blushes and obeys. The wedding at the Lingjian sect bursts with festivity, major powers attending and boosting the sect's prestige. The presence of envoys from the primordial pavilion shocks everyone. Many great sects also appear, signaling Lingjian sect's rise beyond third-rate status. The sect master hurriedly orders disciples to greet the flood of honored guests. Within the sect, gossip spreads. Some admire, others slander the Grand Supreme Sect Master. Malicious jokes spark a round of laughter. A young man in the crowd trembles with fury at the insult. Xiaxian tries to rush out but is stopped in time. His friend warns that the mocker is an Emperor Realm expert from the Golden Gate Palace. Suicide to provoke. The ceremony begins. The couple's appearance stuns all. Yilinlang's beauty igniting envy and chatter. Qin Jiao see this inside, thinking such nobles are beyond the rabble's judgment. The crowd gasps as they realize the bride is the legendary Empress of Great Sheng. An arrogant man steps forward, praising the Empress looks while mocking Prince Yang, calling the marriage a waste. He openly tries to lure Yilinlang to abandon her groom and follow him. Prince Yang coldly warns him to scram and not taint the wedding. The fool grows bolder, boasting that the Golden Gate Palace can help her annihilate her foes if she joins him. His companions chime in, flaunting young Master Sita's terrifying backing to sway the Empress. Prince Yang steps up, gently placing his hand on the man's shoulder. He declares that no matter his backing, today the man will die. Saitu arrogantly proposes a life-and-death duel to win the Empress. The guests cheer, even betting on the outcome. Prince Yang deems his opponent pathetically weak. Killing intense set, the two leave the hall and face off in the courtyard. Ready to clash, Sita flaunts his high-grade artifact, mocking Ling Ji insect for being too ignorant to grasp its worth. Prince Yang laughs, calling the artifact a funeral tribute, enraging his foe. Upon learning it's a life-bound weapon, Prince Yang is even more resolved to kill him. Sita says no more and attacks with his flute. A haunting melody erupts, carrying a soul-shattering killing force. The spectators reel in agony, their spirits nearly collapsing. Some can endure the torment and scream for death. Amid the assault, Saitu is horrified to see Prince Yang standing calm and unmoved. Prince Yang strolls forward, mocking that Sita's tune serves as his own requiem. He draws his sword, unleashing a supreme technique that shakes the earth. A sky-splitting sword light roars forth, erasing everything in its path. The crowd is stunned as C2 is obliterated in a single strike. Prince Yang stands tall, declaring any further provocation will meet the same fate. He grabs the fallen C2 like a lifeless rag doll. His challenge echoes again, silencing the entire venue. The onlookers are terrified he dared kill the young master of the Golden Gate Palace at his own wedding. The sect master hastily smooths things over, forcing the ceremony to continue as if nothing happened. Inwardly seething, the sect master knows Ling Jiansek just made a deadly enemy thanks to Saita's stupidity. Prince Yang and Yi Linlang return to the hall to formally complete the marriage rites. He secretly marvels at fate never expected to transmigrate and wed such a beauty. Prince Yang vows in his heart to never betray the wife before him. The traditional ceremony proceeds with solemn grace. The officiant panics, realizing no elder is present, and awkwardly improvises the vows. The whole sect bursts out laughing until Qin Jiao roars for silence. Prince Yang decisively leads his bride to the bridal chamber. Inside, Yi Linlang sits upright on the bed, elegant and demure. Prince Yang sits beside her, softly calling her name. Knave Yi Linlang asks about the wedding night. Recalling the preceptor's advice, he reassures her everything is ready and to just let things flow naturally. Yi Linlang shyly lies down, urging her husband to begin. Desire ignites in Prince Yang. Reason crumbling away, he tears off his ceremonial robes and embraces her. The system sprite peeks out, growing overly excited by the scene. Prince Yang pulls the curtains shut, making the sprite yell in protest. He flings the sprite aside, saying this scene isn't for kids. The sprite argues it's only there to verify the quest, not to peek. Outside, someone sneaks up and notices the sect master already lurking there. The two whisper, the sect master signaling silence to avoid disturbing the couple. The emperor's wedding night is seen as an unsane millennium chance to comprehend divine secrets. The man instantly understands and secretly admires the sect master's cunning. Qin Jiao suddenly storms in, hammer in hand, furious at their cultivation excuse for peeping. The two caught voyeurs panic, begging her to listen to their explanation. Qin Jiao shows no mercy, smashing them both away with a single mighty swing. Standing outside the bridal chamber, Qin Jiao feels a sting of envy, wishing she were the one inside. Suddenly, the sky erupts in light as a fiery phoenix soars across the heavens. Qin Jiao freezes. This is the sign of dual cultivation power at the emperor level. Then a colossal azure dragon manifests, rising alongside the phoenix. Inside, the couple rejoices at breaking through together, crediting their dual cultivation for the surge in strength. The system sprite grumbles, feeling completely unappreciated. At dawn, all Ling Jian sect disciples are summoned to the plaza. The sect master furiously demands who dared strike the soul bell, but the disciples tremble, clueless. Soon after, he hurriedly bows when the Grand Supreme Sect Master and the Empress appear. He apologizes profusely for disturbing their rest. Prince Yang calmly admits he was the one who rang the bell. The Sect Master feigns surprise but secretly wonders about his ancestors' unpredictable motives. Prince Yang explains he gathered everyone to thank the sect and distribute prepared rewards. The Sect Master modestly replies it was all their duty, but upon seeing the rare pills inside the box, his face lights up. Ling Jian sect just hit the jackpot. Prince Yang then declares Hell personally instructs select disciples to raise the sect's overall strength. The sect master eagerly accepts, claiming he knows his disciples' potential best. Yi Linlang seizes the chance to ask her husband for more guidance. He replies with a teasing promise that makes faces blush. Yi Linlang turns crimson, wide he added his suggestive words. Qing Jiao and the system sprite both fall silent, thinking such lines shouldn't be said in public. The sect master reports that all promising candidates have been assembled. Stunning Prince Yang, he spits out his tea in shock at the list presented. Prince Yang grumbles, accusing the sect master of misunderstanding by lumping elders in just to fill the quota. The sect master sternly insists Ling Jian sect only values true strength. He emphasizes that the weak have no right to hold elder positions. Prince Yang silently activates his observation power, scanning each person's aptitude and realm. Kun Jio stands out with her rare sacred physique. Already at the peak of spirit transformation, most elders in the sect master have only human-level talent, while some disciples' foundations are worryingly poor. Prince Yang sighs, realizing the sect's fortune rests mainly on King Jia without her. Its future is bleak. He deems the lineup too scattered, but Yilinlang comforts him, promising to recruit talent from Great Sheng. Prince Yang agrees, believing destiny will surely bring worthy cultivators to their path. The system sprite announces a new mission, granting a grand sect technique reward. A flood of manuals appears, their exaggerated names leaving Prince Yang bewildered. The system quickly apologizes, citing a display error and promising corrections. Prince Yang selects the core techniques and assigns them to the elders, ordering full sect cultivation for advancement. The elders bow in unison, vowing to train with all their might and not fail expectations. Some elders squabble over research priority, making King Jiao sigh in exasperation at their shamelessness. Upon receiving her personal technique, King Jiao is told she can reach the supreme realm, earning even the system's praise. Shaken to the core, Qin Jiao feels grateful and swears to cultivate hard to live up to her ancestors' trust. Yilinlang gazes at Wang Yang, feeling uncertain about her own place in Ling Jian's sect. Lost in thought, she suddenly sees a book materialize before her. Reading the title, Yilinlang blushes furiously while Wang Yang smirks, saying it's a special manual just for his wife. Curious, she opens it and begins to read. Within moments, Yilinlang's heart races. She can't believe the bold content inside. She shyly suggests testing the technique, and Wang Yang gladly agrees without hesitation. Yilinlang secretly delights at having her own special reward. At the Golden Gate Palace, tension fills the air. Master Minghui rages, demanding to see the sect leader, but disciples block her due to strict seclusion orders. She screams over her son's death, but they pled that disrupting now could doom the entire sect. Ignoring them, Minghui decides to take revenge herself. With that, she storms out of the Golden Gate Palace. Her heart burns with hatred. She vows to avenge her son. Back at Ling Jian sect, life continues as if nothing happened. But suddenly, an ominous aura blankets the entire sect. In the training hall, Wang Yang is calmly guiding Qin Jiao's cultivation technique. Outside, insults echo loudly, directly mocking Ling Jian sect. Wang Yang immediately senses the sect's barrier formation under attack. Yilinlang anxiously warns him, feeling the malice of the intruder. Wang Yang reassures her, intent on personally dealing with the offender. Qin Jiao furiously volunteers to fight and silence the foul-mouthed invader. Wang Yang stops her, ordering her to guard the Empress while he goes out to meet the enemy. At the formation perimeter, waves of sword energy slam against the defenses with deafening force. Minghui mocks the weak barrier, while her companion is stunned by its strength just as Wang Yang appears. Coldly warning them, he introduces himself calmly as Wang Yang, Grand Supreme Sect Master of Ling Jian sect. Minghui roars upon recognizing her son's killer, but Celestial Hermit Qiangshuan stops her, wanting to strike first. Wang Yang mocks their messy relationship, exposing their tangled ties to everyone's amusement. Furious, Qiangshuan unleashes a fierce sword art, while Wang Yang casually counters with sarcastic remarks. Wang Yang activates his supreme defensive secret art to meet the attack. The five elemental forces fuse perfectly, dissolving the entire sword strike with ease. Qiangshuan is horrified as his technique is swallowed whole. Suspecting Wang Yang may have reached the supreme realm, Wang Yang calmly suggests ending their feud here, clearly holding absolute dominance. Qiangshuan hesitates to retreat, but Minghui screams, cursing him for not avenging her son. Minghui spits venom, vowing to destroy Ling Jian sect and kill Yilinlang herself. At his wife's name, Wang Yang's eyes turn icy cold. The system sprite excitedly reports that the host's killing intent has fully ignited. Wang Yang realizes mercy is useless and threatens to annihilate their entire bloodline. Terrifying his foes, he coldly declares he'll send both of them to the underworld to reunite with Sai Tuo. The system excitedly rewards a divinering technique, claiming it promotes family reunion. Wang Yang replies icily that he'll claim the reward after killing the two before him. Celestial Hermit Qianshan fights desperately while Wang Yang unleashes overwhelming heavenly sword strikes. The relentless sword pressure leaves Qiangshuan gravely wounded, coughing blood on the spot. Minghui curses in despair as Qiangshuan weakly proposes using their final dual sword technique. She coldly agrees, and together they unleash the Waterfire twin blades. Wang Yang inwardly curses the cheap move, saying it's as filthy as its wielders. The system's sprite suggests trying the new divine art to finish them off. Wang Yang notices the triple soul avatar resembles the one transforms 3 purities art. While the system jokes that 3 versus 2 is only fair, he pauses briefly, calculating his next move. As his foes go all out, Wang Yang activates the secret technique, splitting into countless clones and throwing them into chaos. The counterstrike comes before they can tell illusion from reality. Wang Yang seizes the moment, unleashing consecutive killing blows. Sword light rains from every direction, sealing off all escape routes. One move traps both enemies in a dead end of utter destruction. The devastating force convinces them he truly stands at the supreme realm. Minghui screams as the blade pierces her. Qiangshuan rushes to save her in panic. Qiangshuan begs to trade his life for hers, but she remains spiteful and unyielding. Wang Yang coldly announces that no one will leave alive today. Driven to despair, Chiang Xuan launches a suicidal counterattack. He shouts his intent to drag Wang Yang to the grave with him. The system warns of self-detonation, but Wang Yang stays calm. Having predicted it, Chiang Xuan lunges forward, locking Wang Yang in an embrace and telling Ming Hui to flee. Min Hui, horrified, regrets ever trusting such a fool. A thunderous explosion shakes the entire mountain range. Seizing the moment, Ming Hui turns and flees. She plans to seek another supreme to avenge her son, but before she gets far, Palm Strike hits her squarely. Ming Hui finds herself trapped in a strange void. Screaming in terror, Wang Yang's cold voice declares no one escapes fate today. He places a chess piece down as if sentencing her life. His sword rises high, radiating pure killing intent. The sword falls, blood splattering everywhere. Yet Wang Yang deliberately spares her for now. Ming Hui curses viciously, invoking the Buddhist sect's wrath as a threat. Wang Yang calmly remarks that has already offended Buddha, Confucius, and Tao alike. The system sprite cheers, praising him for defying all three teachings at once. Wang Yang suspects this chaos was system orchestrated, but it swiftly denies involvement. He drops the matter, smiling faintly as he thinks of Yi Linlang waiting for him. Wang Yang soon returns to Lingjian sect, descending at its center. His wife anxiously asks if his hurt, awed by his overwhelming victory. He dismisses it as a trivial matter unworthy of worry. The sect master respectfully inquires about the enemy's identity. Wang Yang explains it was Si Chuao's mother and a so-called celestial hermit Chiang Xuan. At the name, everyone gasps, and Wang Yang asks about the group called Divine Academy of Moonlight. They're described as a quartet of scholarly cultivators from Eastern continent, all devoted to the pursuit of knowledge. Their long-standing reputation makes many cultivators wary of them. The sect master secretly feels they pose little threat but remains baffled by the Grand Supreme sect master's motives. Wang Yang reassures everyone just focus on mastering the granted techniques. The sect master worries about the sect's weak spiritual energy, prompting Wang Yang to consider seizing another sect's blessed land. The thought terrifies the sect master, who warns that sect wars could drag in holy lands with disastrous consequences. Wang Yang admits he dislikes karmic entanglements and prefers a simpler path. The system sprite immediately chimes in, claiming it can solve the issue. The system interface appears, granting a Violet Mansion immortal stone to aid the sect's growth. Wang Yang curiously asks what the treasure actually does. The system explains it upgrades the spirit vein, enriching spiritual energy and improving spirit stone quality. The violet glow amazes the disciples as Wang Yang announces its miraculous powers. Everyone is stunned. It's a supreme treasure even great sects can't easily obtain. Without further words, Wang Yang soars into the sky holding the immortal stone. He plants the treasure deep in the sect's central ground to activate it. The moment the stone touches the spirit vein, violet light bursts forth, engulfing the entire Lingjian sect. Disciples gasp in awe as the spirit vein rejuvenates and energy surges beyond imagination. The sect master snaps out of it, shouting for everyone to meditate and seize this rare fortune. At his command, all disciples sit and begin absorbing the rising spiritual flow. Soon, joyful cries ring out as multiple breakthroughs occur throughout the sect. Yi Linlang leans close, softly asking why Wang Yan isn't cultivating too. Wang Yang casually takes out a book, saying meditation's too slow, dual cultivation's the optimal path, leaving Yi Linlang blushing and King Jiao secretly intrigued. Time drifts by until dawn paints the horizon. Wang Yang stretches awake, sighing that last night was overly exhausting. Seeing Yi Linlang awake, he gently asks why she's up so early. She reminds him they're visiting her family today. He laughs, claiming he hadn't forgotten. Yi Linlang seriously brings up post-war politics after conquering 6 nations, but Wang Yang leisurely delegates it all to her. At that moment, the system reports his realm has advanced, but his merit Dharma body remains at Emperor 2nd stage. Wang Yang frowns, noticing his Dharma body's merit has dropped significantly. The system explains his merit was spent during battles and must be replenished through new virtuous deeds. Irritated yet pragmatic, Wang Yang plans to stir up major events in Great Qing Empire to regain merit. Far away, Suiqin Shen the Xuan Yu Emperor kneels before his clan's patriarch, has filled with resentment. Suspecting the old men are scheming again, the patriarch coldly scolds him for failing against Great Shang and letting Yi Linlang fall into another's hands, forcing him to bow and admit fault. The patriarch states he won't personally punish him, lacking authority like third uncle. He stresses their true goal remains to recapture Yi Linlang, treating her as a priceless cultivation resource. Suiqin Shen worries the Great Qing Empire's power is too overwhelming to confront. The patriarch declares he'll act personally, scoffing that a small sect can't possibly shield Great Qing forever. Flattering him, Suiqin Shen praises the patriarch's might, believing both Great Shang and Lingjian sect are doomed only to be ordered to prepare the army at once. After receiving his orders, Suiqin Shen leaves the Grand Hall. He secretly curses the lustful old patriarch, blaming him for deceiving Great Shang's ministers and now forcing him to seek outside aid. Meanwhile, in the Great Qing Empire, The streets overflow as citizens chatter excitedly about their empress' return. When the luxurious carriage arrives, Wang Yang and Yilinlang are greeted by thunderous cheers and kneeling crowds. The system reports a massive merit increase from the people's faith, but Wang Yang merely smiles, saying mortals can't grasp a cultivator's world. Back at the palace, the national preceptor greets them urgently, reporting piled-up government affairs. Frontline war reports reveal dire border crises that cannot be delayed. Amid the people's cheers, Yilinlang raises her hand, granting the crowd permission to rise. The empress swiftly resumes governance, prioritizing disaster relief in South Prefecture, while Wang Yang sighs at the boredom of politics. After long discussions, Yilinlang declares the court session over. Wang Yang breathes in relief, delighted to finally be free. When the system asks his next plan, Wang Yang says he'll visit the heavenly prison with the preceptor to inspect prisoner Juxin. Intending to recruit an emperor-level expert, Wang Yang enters the prison with the preceptor after waving off formalities. In the gloomy dungeon, prisoners wail as the preceptor explains it holds criminals who once wreaked havoc across the realm. Wang Yang shows no concern, while the system trembles at the darkness just as a prisoner mockingly calls out from afar. Wang Yang snaps a single cold warning, instantly suppressing the entire dungeon's aura. A terrified scream silences everyone as the preceptor explains this is the top security cell, where Juxin is kept suppressed by a sealing treasure. The heavy gate slowly creaks open. The preceptor nervously warns of danger, but Wang Yang confidently tells him to withdraw. He'll handle this himself. As soon as he enters, both Wang Yang and the system frown at the sight before them. Juxin lies back, trembling motionless in the cell's dark corner. Wang Yang checks her pulse and body temperature, confirming she's alive. Just as he leans closer, Juxin suddenly wakes and screams violently. She hurls threats dripping with killing intent, leaving Wang Yang startled yet regretful. Such beauty hid such madness. The system proposes reprogramming her consciousness, instantly piquing Wang Yang's interest. He takes out a renamed cultivation manual, intending to use it as a control medium. Wang Yang studies the runic structure, deciding to erase the old seal and impose his own control. He activates his special sight, examining the formation etched on Juxin's body. Finding the key node, he admits the original sealmaker was indeed a master. As he moves closer, Juxin panics and pleads, but he coldly states she'll submit sooner or later. He inserts the sealing artifact into her mouth to trigger the process. Juxin's body convulses violently as transformation begins. In the darkness, another bound woman materializes, radiating an eerie and demonic aura. She spoke in doubt, unsure who had broken her seal. A cold, commanding voice echoed through the air. Xuan Yudi appeared, his icy gaze mocking the feeling of being sealed. The woman sneered at his exalted status, asking why he had come to such a filthy place. Xuan Yudi bluntly declared he came to eliminate her. She retorted sharply, claiming his words were lies and she was kept only for her usefulness. Infuriated, Xuan Yudi clenched his fist, face turning pale with rage. She was instantly tortured, screaming and begging for mercy. Xuan Yudi, pleased, forced her into a serious talk. He promised freedom if she killed the one who stole his foundation. She bitterly realized she had no other choice. After he left, she sneered in the darkness, cursing Suo Qinshen's stupidity and plotting revenge. Back in the heavenly prison, Wang Yang regretted breaking the old seal without planning ahead. The system reminded him of many other ways to control a spirit servant, awaken him to new ideas. After flipping through the book, he found another sealing charm and seemed quite satisfied. Wang Yang calmly told Juxin that the process would be painful. When his magic flared, the prison quaked, terrifying everyone nearby. Yilinlang sensed the disturbance, suspecting a major event in the heavenly prison. Wang Yang asked the system for results and was told such power meant success. Soon, Juxin opened her eyes, confused about where she was. She felt hazy about her identity but instinctively recognized Wang Yang as her master. Wang Yang was shocked the new charm worked faster than expected. The system congratulated him for taming an ancient spirit servant and rewarded 3 Emperor-grade spirit awakening pills. The pill's info revealed it could awaken intelligence and boost realms. Thrilling Wang Yang, he immediately had Juxin take 1 pill to test. In moments, she convulsed, her realm skyrocketing to a higher Emperor tier. Satisfied, Wang Yang renamed her Wuxuanji, marking her new identity. He then used divine arts to remove the remaining seals. Wuxuanji, freed, gracefully stood on the ground. Suddenly, she lunged to hug Wang Yang, startling him completely. The system watched with amusement, like enjoying a show. Wuxuanji affectionately expressed dependence, while Wang Yang panicked, unsure what went wrong. He discovered the new charm made her soul overly attached, an effect lasting 100 years. Wuxuanji coyly asked for help, making Wang Yang angrily accuse the system of tricking him. The system calmly denied blame, reminding him had chosen the charm himself. At that moment, Yilinlang arrived, worriedly asking about Wang Yang's condition. Caught in an awkward scene, Wang Yang hastily explained it was a misunderstanding. Yilinlang softly blamed herself for neglecting her husband due to state affairs. She doubted his intentions, while Wang Yang helplessly insisted things weren't as they seemed. The national advisor entered to apologize, further annoying Wang Yang for his bad timing. Wuxuanji gently soothed him, prompting Wang Yang to explain his real goal to turn Juxin into a strategic ally for the court. Yilin Lang realized her mistake and was moved by her husband's quiet sacrifice. Wang Yang went along with her words, choosing not to argue further. The national advisor observed Wu Xuanji, noting her mind and emotions were still incomplete despite her human form. Wang Yang realized the pill needed time to settle but decided to test another one anyway. Without hesitation, he tossed another pill toward Wu Xuanji. The pill's power flared, making her glow strangely and act more reserved under her master's gaze. The national advisor suddenly panicked, reporting the national defense formation was under attack. Enraging Yilin Lang, Wang Yang instantly sensed 3 high emperor-level enemies. Shocking Yilin Lang, he handed a divine weapon Wu Xuanji, who accepted it joyfully like receiving a blessing. Wang Yang ordered the advisor to guard the palace while he, Yilin Lang, and Wu Xuanji went to battle. The courtiers saw them off, praying for the emperor and empress victory. Before the guardian formation, Wang Yang coldly declared Da Sheng was under his protection. The 3 invaders appeared, their auras dangerously overwhelming. 2 were peak emperors, and the half-supreme Suoshin Shen arrogantly demanded Yilin Lang be surrendered. Wang Yang mocked his fake emperor status, declaring it his death day. Su Qin Shen fumed while Yin Maiyang taunted Wang Yang with flirty provocation. Before she could finish, she was struck painfully. As she cursed, Su Qin Shen shouted for Yin Maiyang to kill Wang Yang or face consequences. Wang Yang asked about a mysterious jade pendant, and the system said it was a common spirit control technique in cultivation. Yin Maiyang smiled softly, claiming she was forced and hinting she'd go easy on him. That tone infuriated Yilin Lang, who warned her to stay away from her husband. Yin Maiyang feigned gentleness but kept provoking with intimate words. The half-supreme lost patience, ordering the capture of the empress and launching a massive palm strike at Wang Yang. Wu Xuanji instantly blocked it with her spear, vowing to protect her master. In the chaos, Yin Maiyang slipped behind Wang Yang, her voice dripping with allure. Wang Yang countered in a flash, but his weapon was ensnared by her silk ribbons. She laughed triumphantly, boasting of having captured him. Wang Yang marveled at the strange material and runes, as Yin Maiyang invited him into her private realm. With that, she whisked Wang Yang away from the battlefield. The sight left Wu Xuanji and Yilin Lang stunned. They cried out in panic, desperately searching for their master and husband. When Wang Yang awoke, he found himself in an unfamiliar space. He wondered if it was a formation or a spatial prison. Sensing danger from the drifting petals, Yin Maiyang appeared, praising his composure and calling him intriguing. She revealed her intent to turn him into her controlled puppet. Wang Yang coldly refused, secretly searching for a weak point to break free. She kept teasing, bragging that this place was crafted just for him. She declared herself the ruler of this realm, capable of erasing anything within. Wang Yang questioned that supposed omnipotence. He smiled confidently, saying she might be wrong. Wang Yang unleashed a powerful counterattack at Yin Maiyang. The force of his strike made her sweat profusely. Yin Maiyang raised a defensive shield, and their powers clashed in a thunderous explosion. She roared that this was her domain and no one could leave. Wang Yang assessed his strength, pondering various principles to resist the space's influence. The system warned that destroying the space would trap them in the void, and Wang Yang grumbled at the hassle. Outside, Wu Xuanji fiercely battled the half-step supreme powerhouse. The old man smirked cruelly, claiming her master was doomed inside a prison that could kill even upper emperors. Furious, Wu Xuan roared back and unleashed a blazing spear technique like a meteor strike. The foe blocked with a dark weapon. Shocked by her suddenly soaring power, Su Qin Shen watched coldly, puzzled by her absurd cultivation breakthrough. Wu Xuanji easily declared her new identity, rejecting her former enslaved name. Enraged, Su Qin Shen ordered Elder Ming to suppress her with full force. Dark pressure formed a giant hand in the sky, but Elder Ming secretly despised the command. Enduring for the greater plan, Yilin Lang pointed her sword at the enemy, demanding her husband's whereabouts and swearing revenge if he was harmed. Su Qin Shen mocked that Wang Yang could never escape death, adding lewd insults. Unable to contain her rage, Yilin Lang attacked with killing intent blazing. He easily dodged, sneering at her lower realm and hinting to make her submit. She held firm faith, silently praying her husband would survive and slay them himself. The sky turned hazy pink as swirling petals formed deadly beauty. Yin Maiyang curiously asked how the seal that once bound Juxin had vanished. Wang Yang calmly replied that such lowly restraints could be shattered by a single thought. Stunned that her century of effort was dismissed, Yin Maiyang listened as Wang Yang coolly affirmed Wu Xuanji's absolute loyalty. Seizing the chance, she proposed an alliance based on his rare seal-breaking skill. Wang Yang warily questioned her sudden talk of cooperation, ignoring doubt. Yin Maiyang flaunted charm and promised to give everything in exchange for freedom. The bold display left Wang Yang flustered, while the system spirit blushed and protested the indecency. Meanwhile, Yilin Lang and Su Qin Shen's fierce clash raged on. He taunted and tempted. She stood unshaken. The spatial realm suddenly quaked, cracks rippling through its surface. To everyone's shock, Yin Maiyang appeared behind Su Qin Shen, mocking Wang Yang's weakness. Yilin Lang panicked, accusing the vixen of harming her husband. Su Qin Shen laughed arrogantly, declaring Wang Yang surely dead in an inescapable doom. Wu Xuanji was stunned, unable to believe her revered master had fallen. Yin Mai Niang coldly reminded him she finished her task and demanded he keep his word. Su Qinshen instantly betrayed her, pretending ignorance and showing open contempt. Betrayed, Yin Mai Niang cursed furiously, only to be mocked as a worthless tool. At that moment, a sword pierced through Su Qinshen from behind. He screamed in pain and fury, cursing his attacker as a cowardly wretch. A cold voice replied that using dirty tricks against scum was perfectly fair. The assailant calmly said it was merely a warning for his past meddling. Terrified, Su Qinshen realized the attacker was Wang Yang. Shocked, it approached unnoticed. Yilin Lang rushed over, both relieved and anxious, asking if her husband was hurt. Wang Yang reassured her calmly, saying he was uninjured and had planned everything. Recalling his awkward experience in the spatial realm, Wang Yang muttered while the system's spirit blushed, urging him to stay dignified. Yin Mai Niang turned away, recounting her tragic betrayal. Intriguing Wang Yan, though, he demanded proper compensation. She offered everything she had in exchange for true freedom without hesitation. Wang Yang smiled politely but calculatingly, accepting the deal. After removing her seal, Yin Mai Yang exhaled in relief, finally freed from fate's chains. The system congratulated him on the successful unbinding and rewarded a new Sainier technique. Thrilling Wang Yang. Curious, he asked if it was a body transformation art, but it turned out to be a concealment skill. The system explained it granted near-perfect invisibility, inspiring Wang Yan to prank the Xuanyu royal family. Suddenly, he frowned, noticing her damaged clothes. Killing intent surged as he demanded Su Qinshen account for it. Vowing retribution, Su Qinshen sneered, saying Wang Yang had missed his chance to kill him and was about to see true power. After swallowing a pill, his aura shifted violently. Dark energy exploded outward as his realm forcibly rose to half-step supreme. He arrogantly proclaimed no one under heaven was worthy to face him. With disdain, he mocked Wang Yang as a drug-dependent fool. Forming hand seals, he gathered immense power. At the same time, Wang Yang charged straight in. He unleashed his ultimate sword art, blazing with terrifying destructive might. Their attacks collided in a massive explosion, and Su Qinshen's counter seemed to pierce Wang Yang's body. Yilin Lang screamed in horror, seeing her husband struck. Su Qinshen laughed triumphantly, certain he had killed his foe in one blow. But then Wang Yang's voice echoed coldly from behind, mocking his foolishness. His divine demonic sword intent erupted, unleashing waves of savage sword energy. Su Qinshen struggled desperately, blood spraying everywhere. Wang Yang closed in, laughing as he delivered a brutal kick that sent his foe flying. Su Qinshen's body shot upward like a ragdoll. He spun helplessly through the air, completely out of control. Wang Yang pursued, mocking him mercilessly. A flash of sword light severed one of Su Qinshen's arms clean off. Screaming in agony and panic, he cried out for Elder Ming's help. Elder Ming watched in turmoil, knowing Su Qinshen was useless yet unable to fully abandon him. He struck Wuxuanji aside to free himself from distraction. After hesitating between duty and ambition, Elder Ming chose to keep fighting rather than retreat in shame. Wang Yang coldly warned him that he was courting death and should learn wisdom. With that, he swung his sword without hesitation. The thin blade sliced through Su Qinshen's neck as if cutting air. His head fell, rolling pitifully on the ground like a ripe fruit. Shocked by the gruesome sight, Elder Ming panicked, fearing how to face the patriarch. He barked that the man just slain was the emperor of the Xuanyu dynasty. Wang Yang replied indifferently that a usurper's death was simply heaven's will. Elder Ming sternly warned that the Su clan's power far exceeded the imagination of any youth. Wang Yang smirked provocatively, saying he wished to see how deep the Suo family's waters ran. He repeated his challenge, utterly dismissing the threat. Filled with killing intent and caution, Elder Ming realized Su Qinshen had been crushed too easily. Wang Yang began channeling supreme techniques, activating multiple secret arts. In an instant, his cultivation surged, reaching the peak of the Great Emperor realm. Elder Ming recalled old orders and the grave mission involving Yilin Lang and Su Qinshen. In memory, the patriarch had raged, demanding absolute obedience. Elder Ming had accepted the command to protect Su Qinshen for Yilin Lang's Phoenix Saint body. Returning to the present, he calculated that retreating now was the only way to survive and seize power later. With that thought, he unleashed his ultimate skill, summoning a massive demonic claw of destruction. Wang Yang proudly met the attack as the system spirit panicked over the realm gap. Suddenly, a golden bell appeared, sealing the surrounding space. The system spirit grumbled. Recognizing the opponent's annoyingly tricky method, Wang Yang stayed calm, assuring all was under control and escape was impossible. Elder Ming used the moment to flee, focused solely on survival. Wang Yang moved leisurely, activating tracking magic that locked onto his target. As his piece fell into place, he tore through space to pursue, determined not to let Elder Ming escape. Captured, Elder Ming snarled in hatred, accusing Wang Yang of using dirty tricks to take his life. Wuxuanji arrived just in time, her cold gaze filled with disdain for the fallen elder. She mocked him coolly, saying he wasn't even worthy of making her master fight seriously. Elder Ming roared in fury, forcing his body beyond limits as his aura spiked to supreme level. The overwhelming pressure shook the surrounding space violently. Yilin Lang stood stunned, feeling the terrifying force of a supreme realm for the first time. Yin Mai Niang sneered, calling her shock the mark of a sheltered woman. But inside, she was secretly terrified, already thinking of fleeing now that she was free. The system spirit nervously offered help, but Wang Yang calmly refused, saying it was only a force supreme. Elder Ming howled madly, swearing to drag Wang Yang down with him even in death. Wu Xuanji stepped forward to block, vowing not to let the enemy near her master. Wang Yang gently advised her that fighting now would only put her at a disadvantage. Xuanji suddenly realized she had never truly earned merit for her master. Wang Yang patted her head reassuringly, saying she had done well and that he'd handle the battle himself. He turned to taunt Elder Ming, urging him to stop screaming and just die already. Elder Ming immediately attacked, summoning a sinister avatar and vowing to crush the arrogant fool with his full supreme power. All his strength condensed into one palm strike aimed straight at Wang Yang. The colossal hand carried a destructive force as if to erase existence itself. Yilin Lang cried out her husband's name in panic. Elder Ming boasted that one blow would prove the insurmountable gap between their realms. At that instant, Wang Yang appeared behind him, coldly mocking his foolish carelessness. A flash of sword light pierced Elder Ming's chest, and he gasped in despair, asking about the secret art. Wang Yang replied indifferently that he wasn't worthy to know. Yilin Lang worriedly checked on him, and Xuanji panicked, but Wang Yang just smiled to calm them. Yin Mainang was secretly moved, amazed by Wang Yang's unfathomable strength. As the three turned to leave, the system spirit suddenly shouted about an unpaid reward. Wang Yang teased it, making the system retort in humorous outrage. Then the system stammered oddly, signaling that something big was about to happen. Wang Yang recalled a familiar feeling and sensed this reward wasn't simple. In his mind appeared the concept of fragments tied to the supreme laws. The system took a deep breath, as if preparing for a solemn ritual. It produced a glowing object and announced it had obtained the second Heaven Dao fragment. A golden aura floated in the air, enveloping a levitating stone. The system eagerly urged him to merge the fragment, while Wang Yang remained skeptical of the mystery. After hearing the explanation about Heaven Dao surpassing all rules, Wang Yang realized even the system had limits. He slowly placed the fragment at the center of the stone. Upon contact, a surge of powerful energy erupted and spread outward. The aura swirled around him, transforming his strength and realm profoundly. The system cheered while Wang Yang calmly noted had officially entered the Great Emperor rank, though he disliked the title. The system quickly clarified that his new power was actually a disguise concealing his true might. Realizing this, Wang Yang laughed gleefully, thrilled to pretend weakness and prank the world. He immediately ordered Xuanji to collect all spoils and promised generous rewards. Yilin Lang asked anxiously, but her husband replied lightly as if it were nothing. When Yin Mainang touched him, Yilin Lang sharply stopped her, and tension filled the air. Yilin Lang bluntly exposed her schemes, saying such tricks were too obvious. Yin Mainang smiled, openly admitting her desire to repay him with her body. The two women glared, killing intent clashing while Wang Yang quietly slipped away to avoid the Tao's. Walking off, he sighed to the system about how terrifying women's quarrels were, making it laugh teasingly. Xuanji quickly reported the results, saying she had gathered all valuable treasures from the battlefield. Wang Yang reviewed the loot, scoffing at Xuanyu's poverty. Only one ancient book held real worth. And Xuanji respectfully agreed. By morning, the city buzzed with news that the Xuanyu emperor had fallen to Dai Sheng. Rumors spreading alongside hopes of tax relief. The people gossiped proudly, believing their ruler was a rare genius who made Xuanyu tremble in fear. In contrast to the noisy streets, four figures sat in tense discussion within the council chamber. Yin Mainang resentfully asked why Wang Yang always kept his distance and guarded against her. Yilin Lang coldly accused her of infiltrating Dai Sheng and demanded a full confession. Yin Mainang raised a brow, implying Yilin Lang was mixing personal jealousy with official business. Yilin Lang turned to her husband, while Wang Yang calmly advised Yin Mainang to cooperate. She smiled half playfully, saying she'd follow through whether imprisoned or interrogated. Wang Yang did argue, granting Yilin Lang authority to handle it while warning Yin Mainang to behave. Yin Mainang mocked his dull personality but agreed to confess everything. Yilin Lang directly asked about the Xuanyu royal bloodline and how the Su clan seized power. Yin Mainang recounted the tragedy 600 years ago, when she left to cultivate and her father tolerated the Su clan. Within a century, the Su family dominated the court and even forced her to marry Su Qinshen. At the bloody betrothal, they murdered her father, captured her, took over Xuanyu entirely. Wang Yang concluded it was the price of complacency and inquired about the Su clan's current strength. Yin Mainang said after Su Qinshen and Su Shiming's deaths, the clan was gravely weakened, with only two top masters remaining. Yilin Lang proposed annihilating them now, but Wang Yang reluctantly stopped her. He quietly weighed the long-term risks, fearing half measures would breed future trouble. Yilin Lang suddenly rose and ordered troops to march on Xuanyu, shocking Wang Yang as her plan exceeded his own. Yin Mainang teased that the coming victory would be thanks to her, angering Wang Yang into warning her to behave. Yilin Lang firmly claimed the revenge as her own duty, vowing full retribution, while Yin Mainang only laughed slyly. The Empress cast the fox a cold glance. Already resolved to erase Xuanyu's power completely, Yin Mainang, lost in fantasy, imagined reclaiming her wealth and offering everything to stand beside Wang Yang at the peak. Wang Yang privately planned to rest after ending both conflicts, while while the system eagerly awaited the grand war like a drama. He sighed, complaining that he wasn't eager for more battles while still on recovery leave. Linlang firmly rejected that. Analyzing the timing as perfect and delay as self-sabotage. After donning her imperial armor, the Empress ordered departure at the auspicious hour, and her officers bowed in obedience. Wang Yang tried to skip the ceremony, hating crowds, but was forced to attend and assume command of the armies. In Xuanyu's capital, ministers urged the return of the first prince to restore the crumbling dynasty. Factions argued over teachers and heirs, while the left minister silently observed. A proud shout cut through the debate as one claiming to be Xuanyu's true ruler appeared, shocking the court. Su Qindi and his allies strode into the hall, arrogantly ordering preparations for a coronation to seize power at once. The officials fiercely opposed him, attacking his bloodline and demanding his downfall. In response to rebellion, the old patriarch coldly ordered total extermination. His gaze swept the hall, freezing the air with killing intent. Subordinates struck instantly, screams and breaking bones filled the chamber. Outside the sun blazed, while inside turned into a blood-soaked hell. Sutan sat on the throne, declaring his ascension as all courtiers knelt trembling. In Dathan, the court and citizens gathered in solemn celebration. When Wang Yang appeared with Linlang, cheers erupted like thunder, blessings rang out endlessly, praising royal power and the sovereign's might. Among the crowd, Lu sect leader rejoiced for profit, while King Jiao worried about future wars. Wuxuanji admired her master's grace, while Ruan Minyang secretly fumed with jealousy. The national preceptor stepped forth, announcing the auspicious hour to begin the heavenly rite. Linlang performed the ritual solemnly, while Wang Yang yawned through the tedious ceremony. Afterward, the preceptor ended the rite and moved to the imperial edict reading. Linlang loudly condemned foreign forces for invading borders and oppressing the people, handing military power to Wang Yang. She apologized for the burden, and he brushed it off with a grin. Holding the command token, Wang Yang froze over his speech, and the system urged him to use a vows. He flatly refused, scolding the system for being annoying and dismissed it. Wang Yang passionately called for war on Xuanyu, stirring the crowd with plain yet fiery words. Without waiting, he raised the token and declared the march to crush Xuanyu. In Xuanyu, panic spread as reports came of Dathan's 200,000 troops led by Wang Yang himself. Su Tainda scoffed, mocking their overconfidence and underestimation of Xuanyu's strength. Some warned that troop count was trivial. The real threat was Wang Yang, feared even by the late emperor. Su Taian roared in fury, forbidding anyone from comparing him to others. Zhe Wenyuan secretly sneered, thinking the throne's full far beneath the late emperor and doomed Xuanyu. Ignoring that, Su Taian coldly assigned Zhe Wenyuan to lead the army against Dathan. Stunned, he panicked, facing Wang Yang once more. Marching soldiers of Dathan chatted eagerly, some proud to strike back, others dreaming of peace. In his carriage, Wang Yang groaned that feeding troops was worse than slaying enemies. Just then, the system appeared, activating the Supreme National War Mode. Leaving him baffled, the system calmly claimed nothing was beyond its control. A comparison screen showed Dathan severely disadvantaged, angering Wang Yang at the absurd gap. The system explained wars hinge on many factors. He skeptically asked where their real strength lay. The system proudly listed features: troop control, battlefield tracking, and spy intelligence tools. Seeing cannons in the arsenal, Wang Yang was stunned and asked if they could actually be made. The system flatly refused, saying modern weapons in a cultivation world were blatant cheating. After some whining, it admitted fault, offering war points in a refreshed support shop. Wang Yang nodded in satisfaction while the system secretly sighed in relief. Backup plan ready. After a shopping spree, he gleefully hoarded cheap weapons and demanded team outfits, leaving the system speechless, outwardly calm. The system inwardly panicked, like trapped in a shopping nightmare. At dawn, a giant eagle appeared in the sky, radiating immense pressure. It dived straight toward Xuanyu's camp as if carrying fate's command. In the Xuanyu tent, scouts reported Dathan's nearby but smaller army, sparking mocking laughter. Some advised caution due to Wang Yang's presence, but the battle-hungry generals trusted sheer numbers. A subordinate warned against rash moves, but the general ignored all authority and caution. Gao Yulin impatiently ordered an attack, then casually asked something that made the mood awkward. On Dathan's side, war drums thundered, firing up the troops like a burning cheer squad. With one hand gesture, Wang Yang commanded the assault formation. The soldiers charged while nervously chatting, still trusting their ruler to keep them alive. In Xuanyu's ranks, King Jiao trembled, voicing fear of the enemy's might. Wang Yang merely smirked, claiming every outcome was already within his plan. He glanced at the system's control panel, eyes gleaming with sly calculation. His mind churned with deep thoughts no one could decipher. The system kept flattering him, eager for the grand battle to unfold. Xunyu scouts reported the enemy ready, and Gao Yulin laughed, ordering volleys in a full assault. As the order came, arrows rained down while Dathan's troops raised shields in chaos. The vanguard ducked and blocked non-stop, formation shaking yet unbroken. Wang Yan observed briefly, then decisively ordered the army to retreat 100 steps. The command spread fast, soldiers shouted and pulled back to dodge the arrow storm. Seeing them retreat, Gao Yulin rejoiced, believing victory was near, and drove the army forward. Xuanyu's forces roared ahead like a bursting flood, morale sky high. Wang Yang narrowed his eyes with a cold grin, calling them bait-biters, then ordered the cannons out. The rows of cannons stunned Xuanyu's troops, dread flooding their hearts. Once the guns were set, the signaler raised his flag, heart pounding at the brink of life and death. The shout to fire rang clear and firm, talismans stuck to the cannons, and activation rites began as if summoning gods. The cannons roared, shells tearing through Xuanyu's ranks and shaking heaven and earth. The enemy fled in terror, but no mortal legs could outrun the oncoming annihilation. Explosions echoed endlessly, bodies fell, and the battlefield turned into a ghastly wasteland. Gao Yulin froze in horror, stammering in disbelief at the monstrous weapon's power. Wang Yang crossed his arms like a stage director, ordering a full assault and cannon fire at the enemy rear. Dathine's troops roared forward, their momentum sweeping the battlefield clean. Xuanyu's army broke ranks in panic, while Gao Yulin screamed in vain as no one obeyed. The bombardment continued, turning the field into an endless display of destruction. A shell dropped right where Gao Yulin stood, stunning everyone. After a deafening blast, Gao Yulin died instantly, unable to react. A dying soldier gasped that Wang Yang must have used demonic sorcery beyond mortal logic. The shelling raged on, Xuanyu's troops collapsing in chaos like an action movie gone wild. Wang Yang calmly watched through the system's interface, eyes deep in distant calculation. The system suddenly reported the enemy commander's death and triumphantly declared victory. Celebration drums and horns erupted, leaving Wang Yang stunned at how fast it ended. The system boasted about national war power, but Wang Yang only demanded his rewards. It nervously obliged, introducing a unique prize while warning it carried lethal energy. On the field, Dathine's soldiers cheered the cannon's might, then hurried to clean up the aftermath. A captured Xuanyu soldier accused Wang Yang of colluding with dark arts. Unable to accept what he saw, Wu Xuanji swiftly silenced him with a kick, ending the chatter. She coldly threatened all captives, forbidding anyone from speaking again. Outwardly stern, she secretly plotted her own schemes. Wang Yang summoned her, and Wu Xuanji rushed over without hesitation. On the way, she thrilled at finally being noticed and trusted by her master. Upon meeting, she eagerly volunteered to lead the next offensive. Wang Yang declined, saying he'd grant her a special artifact instead. Seeing the dull black object, she couldn't hide her disappointment at its lack of flair. Without explanation, Wang Yang pointed to the cliff behind and posed a testing question. She turned to study the terrain, eyes growing serious. After some thought, she admitted she couldn't recreate that level of destruction. Wang Yang then tasked her to wield the artifact in battle, which she accepted joyfully. Wu Xuanji's heart raced, convinced the gift was a peerless treasure. Elsewhere, someone raged over the annihilated army, while Zhe Wenyuan coldly called it suspicious. A trembling scout described eerie lights and soldiers flung skyward. Leaving all in fearful confusion, two Hiram cultivators sneered, dismissing it as trivial trinket magic. An old man shouted back, reminding them this was a battlefield, not a hermit's playground. The pair argued confidently, claiming the enemy's magic had limits and aerial assault would crush them, making Zhe Wenyuan doubtful. One boasted he could clear the field in half a day, prompting Zhe Wenyuan to demand a signed military oath. As the argument dragged on, a guard silently signaled Chaos ahead, his tense face warning of imminent danger. Wang Yang calmly watched the screen as the system blared alarms about an enemy unit rushing in unnaturally fast. Kun Jiao panicked at sensing no aura, while Wu Xuanji instantly volunteered to engage. Wang Yang approved, giving her the new artifact to wipe out the ambushers. The secret force sent by Zhe Wenyuan crept close, convinced the enemy was careless and doomed. Wu Xuanji suddenly appeared with the eerie artifact, her killing intent stunning them. The enemy cultivators laughed lewdly, mocking her without restraint. Wu Xuanji roared in fury, sentencing them all to death on the spot. She activated a multi-barrel cannon, unleashing firepower that shook heaven and earth. The ambushers were blown apart, the two leaders screaming and fleeing in terror. After the sweep, Wu Xuanji stood tall over the ruined battlefield. Cold and commanding, she marveled at the artifact's precision, auto-targeting, and instant annihilation. Pride swelled as she realized her master's gift held terrifying power. From afar, Wang Yang saw the system confirm total enemy wipeout. Concluding tech was war's true supremacy, the system announced elite war victory and prepared rewards. But Wang Yang stopped it. He requested to exchange for an orbital strike weapon fit for a real man. The system refused, claiming it was beyond current technology. Earning Wang Yang's mockery, pressed, the system reluctantly revealed a hidden Haidir treasure. It solemnly introduced the vault-guarding artifact 10,000 Soul banner. Wang Yang scoffed at its gloomy look, while the system excused it as a design-limited issue. The banner was recolored gold and renamed, pleasing Wang Yang's righteous aesthetic. The system explained it could absorb souls for a short time after death. Seizing the chance, Wang Yang set off to meet Wu Xuanji in person. She eyed him suspiciously, and Wang Yang bluntly admitted he came to profit. He activated the Human Emperor banner. Exuding dominance as souls were forced inside, Wu Xuanji stood dazed, lost in dramatic fantasies instead of the battle. Soldiers' souls were sucked away, their pitiful cries fading into silence. Wang Yang felt immense pride, even considering starting a soul harvesting industry. In Xuanyu's camp, reports flooded in that their elite cultivators were annihilated. All were horrified, unable to grasp how defeat came so fast and absolute. Subordinates desperately begged Zhai Wenyuan for orders and guidance. He issued a decree to march. Though troops despaired over the power gap and no reinforcements, he reassured them, revealing that formation masters from the capital were coming to counter the enemy's artifact. The next morning, both armies faced off again, battlefield dust swirling with deadly intent. Wang Yang sipped something sweet, noting the switch to Zhai Wenyuan and suspecting hidden schemes. Wuxuanji stood behind him, lost in irrelevant thoughts far from the war. Without a word, both sides clashed fiercely, as if fate itself had set the duel. Dathane opened with heavy fire, giving the enemy no chance to react. Despite the fierce bombardment, Xuan Yu's troops advanced steadily without flinching. Seeing the anomaly, Wang Yang realized had fallen into a massive illusion array. He chose to break it using high tech. While the system praised his sharp perception, strange flying objects appeared above, stunning soldiers below into murmuring fear. The objects glowed across the field, stripping away every layer of disguise. Wherever the blue light spread, enemy morale and illusions crumbled. Xuan Yu's army fell into chaos as both magic and concealment failed. Wang Yang admitted Zhai Wenyuan's skill but coldly ordered the assault to continue. Dathing intensified bombardment, waves of attacks crashing endlessly. Yet the enemy's barrier held firm, nullifying most of the damage. Zhai Wenyuan was warned the formation neared overload, but he stubbornly demanded it hold longer. He ecstatically declared victory near and even prepared to celebrate early. Realizing he was inside a layered trap, Wang Yang resolved to fight head-on without retreat. He stared at the system with a cold grin, treating this as a true declaration of war. The system fretted at his killing intent, but Wang Yang insisted only total victory could end this. Day-thin troops received orders to deploy talisman armor breakers. Excited yet baffled by the new tool, the operators slapped the charms on and fired, trembling yet thrilled like pressing a doomsday button. The opening blast thundered so hard it stunned every soldier awake. There then came relentless artillery rain. As if the firepower had no limit, a gaping void tore open above Xuan Yu's sky, leaving troops frozen in horror. The cultivators maintaining the array collapsed one by one. Faces pale from drained energy, news arrived the defense formation had completely fallen, shocking all at its speed of collapse. Orders to rebuild defenses came too late. All formation masters had died from backlash. The army split apart, some fled for life, others screamed to fight to the death. Amid chaos, someone begged for a way out, but there was none before Wang Yang's overwhelming might. The remaining defenses disintegrated, though some naively thought the enemy was out of tricks. Hearing that, Wang Yang coldly declared the end had come and prepared the final strike. He issued the command, and the system synchronized firepower with machine precision. Shells streaked at terrifying speed, the air screaming as the enemy line panicked. Xuan Yu soldiers ran and wailed, clueless about what was falling upon them. Explosions erupted violently, shaking heaven and earth as the camp vanished in an instant. As smoke cleared, corpses littered the field, survivors paralyzed with fear. Soldiers' souls drifted upward, forming a scene both eerie and mournful. Wang Yang swiftly collected them all, lamenting there weren't more to harvest. Some survivors broke mentally, sobbing and denying reality in despair. Zhai Wenyuan finally appeared, admitting his reckless pride and ordering unconditional surrender. The system ecstatically announced total victory, destiny secured, and major rewards unlocked. Wang Yang snorted softly, noting at least the enemy knew when to surrender. Checking the spoils, he found a title that could trigger realm breakthroughs under special conditions, sparking his interest. When asked his next move, Wang Yang declared he'd march straight to the imperial capital to erase the remnants of power. But first, he decided to settle a few minor matters. A terrifying pressure erupted, freezing Zhai Wenyuan and his men, who trembled at Wang Yang's hidden depth. He walked forward calmly, his aura so still the heavens themselves seemed silent. Faced with Wang Yang's mockery, Zhai Wenyuan hastily prostrated and swore to surrender with all surviving troops. Wang Yang nodded in satisfaction, assuring he only targeted leaders, not their followers. The subordinates, feeling spared, knelt and pledged absolute loyalty. Wang Yang approved and declared he'd bestow a welcome gift to the new ally. He then shot a mysterious black object into Zhai Wenyuan's body, leaving him stiff with shock. The thing dissolved unseen though confused. Zhai Wenyuan kowtowed gratefully. In Xuan Yu's capital, news spread of the front's collapse, citizens whispering in fear at the swift defeat. Before the rumors settled, burst of key-blasted gossipers away like straw. Su Tangxuan coldly suppressed them, warning that rumor-mongers would meet worse ends. After restoring order, he sat in silence, lost in grim calculations. Elsewhere, Su Tand broke through to half-saint level. Boasting unmatched power among his peers, Wang Yang returned to camp with Qin Jiao and Wuxuanji. Greeted by kneeling soldiers, he told them to rise and heard that only 10 days remained to reach Xuan Yu's capital. Wang Yang immediately shortened the march to 8 days, warning subordinates about the many passes ahead. He insisted speed mattered most and assured that obstacles had been prearranged for removal. At dawn, a special figure appeared in Xuan Yu's capital, shaking the entire city. The eldest princess of the ritual hall arrived like a storm, making officials kneel in haste. She mocked their quick change of loyalty and hollow titles. Some flattered her, proclaiming loyalty while prying about her nighttime visit. The princess bluntly warned disaster was coming and urged them to stay out if they valued their lives. The officials promised to surrender wealth to welcome Day Then, but she coldly reminded them not to provoke Wang Yang. She left decisively, while soldiers gossiping were scolded for meddling in cultivator affairs. On the march, Wang Yang rested leisurely as King Jiao wondered why Xuanyu's officials were overly polite. He calmly explained that the enemy had lost its emperor, its army, and was now secretly steered by the eldest princess. Kun Jiao cautioned him to beware her schemes, but Wang Yang claimed she was already under control. In Xuanyu's court, officials panicked at the commander's surrender while major factions chose to lie low. At that moment, Su Tian appeared in full grandeur, making all officials kneel and cheer. He sneered at Zhe Wenyuan's failure, boasting that it had mastered divine arts to face Wang Yang. Su Tian even roared that it'd wipe out every rival clan after killing Wang Yang. One man nearby silently watched, hiding his own schemes. Meanwhile, Day Thane's army quietly surrounded the capital, their advance shaking the land. Wu Xuanji asked to lead the charge, but Wang Yang said the foe wasn't worthy of her blade. He then flew forward himself, leaving a gale that made those below stumble. The system offered to assist in seizing the capital, but Wang Yang refused. He wanted the kill personally. Midair, he shouted a challenge, calling Su Tian out to face death. Infuriated, Su Tian grabbed his weapon and led his army out to fight Wang Yang. Landing before him, Su Tian mocked his plain look and arrogantly demanded he kneel and beg. Wang Yang drew his sword coldly, vowing to send the entire Su clan to the afterlife. Enraged, Su Tian unleashed a soul-fused grand strike that shook heaven and earth. The system warned he was half-saint with a sacred weapon, but Wang Yang calmly used merit power to rebuild his golden body. He performed an advanced sword art, pitting his merit avatar directly against the half-saint foe. Su Tian was shaken, unable to believe an Emperor Chiro could possess such strength. Wang Yang smirked, declaring he was never bound by the Emperor realm. Su Tian screamed in fury, swearing to slay him with the Thunder Dragon Spear. He attacked again but missed, earning Wang Yang's taunt that he wasn't even as good as Su Tianchen. Humiliated, Su Tian lost control and raged mouth. Wang Yang revealed his merit emperor body, golden light erupting as he unleashed a killing strike. The blow hit Su Tian to head in, shaking his body before flinging him away. He crashed hard, carving a pit into the ground. Wang Yang coolly remarked that his strength fell far short of his predecessors. Su Tian staggered up, trembling and barely holding together. Terror filled him. He saw no path to survival. Then Su Qiangshuan appeared behind him, giving him hope like a drowning man grabbing driftwood. He begged to join forces, but Su Qiangshuan silently gathered a strange orb of quiet. Instead of helping, Su Tiangshuan betrayed him, casting a soul-devouring spell that made Su Qian scream in disbelief. The lurking man sneered, saying no one needed to intervene. The fool named Su brought ruin upon himself. Su Tian's mind shattered as visions of his ancestors flickered within. The system urgently warned of possession, urging action, but Wang Yang calmly chose to watch. The man channeled soul energy, warping the surrounding space. Dark power surged, spiraling to a massive vortex. Black spiritual energy poured down, infecting the crowd, some clutching heads, others staggering in delirium. From Su Tian's body came an ancient voice scolding for being awakened too soon, while the other excused himself, saying the enemy was too dangerous. The old ancestor demanded brief protection to regain his peak, and the other bowed instantly. Elsewhere, Ji Wenyuan trembled at the violent omen and the sacrifice of millions, believing only Wang Yang could save them, and Kuei left looking utterly drained. As if carrying a mountain, he begged Wang Yang to save the people from the fallen king and the soul-draining Su clan elder, but got only cold calculation. Ji Wenyuan swore life and death, vowing lifelong prayers if the city was spared. Wang Yang weighed karma against misfortune and saw a low-fert power boost. He agreed to act for the innocents, raising his sword like a descending god as Ji Wenyuan rejoiced. The sword strike shattered the sky open with divine force. The formation collapsed. The people woke from nightmare, breathing relief. The ancestor, borrowing Su Chanda's body, panicked as the national array broke. While Xiaxuan trembled in disbelief, Wang Yang appeared calmly, exposing the Su family's undead schemes. The ancestor recognized him, feigned respect, and secretly ordered Xiaxuan to stall while he seized control. Wang Yang declared arrogantly that no one of the Su bloodline would live. The ancestor erupted, unleashing a nameless, chilling strike that froze onlookers' spines. Wang Yang dodged as planned, cursing the shameless foe, and unleashed divine arts cloaked in golden light. The clash warped space, forcing the ancestor back, his feet gouging the ground. Wang Yang pursued, tearing through the eerie body technique like mist. Xiaxuan tried a shaky sneak attack, his threats louder than his courage. Wang Yang spun and countered, blasting energy in smoky bursts. A golden dragon tail suddenly appeared, stunning the ancestor speechless. Wang Yang mocked his weak power, turning death aura into a dragon that crushed the elder's might, draining his strength. Xiaxuan crawled up in despair, apologizing for failing his master, leaving the ancestor furious and panicked. In rage, the ancestor slapped his own forehead with full force. Realizing danger, he lunged to stop it, but too late. Xiaxuan died, and the ancestor swore venomously to turn Wang Yang to dust. Wang Yang coolly replied, finding the final battle finally worth watching. The ancestor soared skyward, his aura exploding so fiercely even clouds fled. He roared that his cultivation had fully returned. The real fight was just beginning. Below, Ji Wenyuan trembled under the pressure, fearing the ancestor's rise to true sovereign while his system confirmed a second-tier breakthrough. Wang Yang only smiled with excitement at a worthy foe, while his system urged him to strike. The ancestor's power surged into a storm pillar, his body reforged with booming bones and feral aura. After the breakthrough, he coldly vowed to bury everyone present with Xiexuan. Wang Yang calmly summoned Hongqianjia, daring the foe to show if his dual true sovereign rank was worth the hype. From the Huang banner poured countless dense souls that made onlookers' skin crawl. The ancestor realized they were Su clan powerhouses of past generations and panicked. Accusing him of soul sorcery, Wang Yang folded the Hongqian back, mocking the body snatcher for preaching morals, then ordered his spirit sect to attack. Obeying, the phantoms transformed and surged at the ancestor like a tidal wave. Caught off guard, the ancestor fought while shouting that all guilt lay with Wang Yang to sway the spirits. He unleashed bloodpath killing arts so fierce they twisted the wind itself, yet the spirits kept spawning endlessly, attacking while chanting murderous cries. Wang Yang watched arms crossed, noting their weak power but infinite, fearless numbers practically efficient. Besieged to despair, the ancestor wanted to weep yet kept swinging against the unending horde. Afar, Ji Wenyuan gawked that one artifact could stall a true sovereign, while Xuanji coolly said this was only the warm-up. On the field, the ancestor roared to revive the Su clan, firing every forbidden and killing art to purge the surrounding souls. Amid chaos, Wang Yang secretly activated 2 divine mantras, his aura shifting so cold it chilled the spectators. Afterward he sighed, admitting he'd underestimated a true sovereign's tenacity. The ancestor charged in fury, demanding a fair duel instead of more dark tricks. Wang Yang closed his eyes to chant a secret spell, stunning the system as his cultivation skyrocketed. Opening them, he smugly flaunted the massive merit gained from saving the royal capital. He invoked the Emperor's merit body first tier, unleashing a blow that gravely wounded the foe. Struck hard, the ancestor still stood mocking, ready to die fighting. They clashed in brutal melee blood arts versus sword law, each strike world-shaking. The battle peaked. Heaven and earth quaking, the ancestor was blasted away while Wang Yang stood unshaken. The ancestor crashed into a wall, vomiting blood pitifully. Wang Yang pressed on, chaining dragon strikes to deny any recovery. Trembling, the ancestor demanded his opponent's realm, only to be coldly mocked for weakness. Enraged by insult, he swore to drag Wang Yang down even if his cultivation shattered. He ignited all spiritual power into a crimson form, while Wang Yang calmly noted the self-destructive blood art. The ancestor charged with insane speed, merging blood spear and forbidden spell into a shockwave that swept the field. The blow seemed to pierce Wang Yang, but he stood firm and countered with Tiger Dragon Fusion Fist at the foe's flaw. The ancestor's spirit collapsed in disbelief as Wang Yang's follow-up slash erased his will and life together. Ji Wenyuan watched the true sovereign fall in one sword strike, horrified, while his comrade coolly said the outcome was fated. Far away, Qin Jiao prayed in joy, and Ruin Bainang smiled, her gamble on Wang Yang paying off completely. Back at the center, the ancestor lay dying, despairing how the Su clan perished overnight. Wang Yang coldly said it was simply because they provoked the wrong man. The ancestor laughed bitterly, admitting Su clan's doom was written in fate. Before dying, he weakly warned that killing him would anger the heavenly will. Wang Yang raised his sword, declaring he was the true heavenly will, and ended it. The ancestor stammered in terror, unable to finish his plea. A flash of sword light sliced his life cleanly in two. Wang Yang summoned the human emperor banner, laughing that the man wouldn't even die in peace. The system teased that its host now looked like a full-blown soul-harvesting villain. The ancestor's spirit escaped, twisted in despairing screams. It was instantly devoured by the banner. Wang Yang casually picked up the Fangshan painting halberd, which the system confirmed as a supreme sacred relic. He found the halberd clumsy and decided it suited Xuanji better. Suddenly, dark high surged behind him, spiraling into a black vortex that made the people panic. The system blared warnings of strange energy, life anomalies, and severe spatial instability. Wang Yang calmly suspected a backup plan, while the system froze, suspecting a true saint's interference. He raged, asking why killing one old man alarmed a saint, and the system panicked, admitting the foe was at least a dust saint. In the gray sky, a pair of colossal red eyes appeared, watching like a god's gaze. Then a massive face formed, roaring, "Who dare defend the Su clan and defy heaven's will?" Wang Yang bluntly admitted the kill while secretly gauging the foe's power for a possible fight. The face sneered, calling him an insect, boasting the Su clan had a saint's backing. It gathered divine might into a heaven-shattering strike as Wang Yang stood still, unmoved. The impact exploded with apocalyptic fury, dust billowing like doomsday. Allies below shouted in panic, fearing for Wang Yang's life. Instead, he calmly drew his sword, channeled divine and lightning laws, scoffing that even a dust saint wasn't scary, then charged. Without letting the foe react, he unleashed his ultimate, unfailing sword art. The slash tore the heavens, detonating the sky and scattering the blue clouds. A flaming orb formed above, terrifying every living being nearby. The watchers covered their eyes, praying, believing Wang Yang would prevail. Ruin Bainang fidgeted, realizing Wang Yang's depths were unfathomable and she couldn't remain passive. Amid the shattered void, Wang Yang proudly declared that even a dust saint was nothing, words that'd make any saint cough blood. Far away, a divine mirror suddenly cracked. The figure before it was stunned, realizing his avatar was destroyed and suspecting Wang Yang wielded heavenly punishment power. On the ground, the crowd erupted in cheers, hailing Wang Yang as a world-saving immortal to be worshipped forever. The system was moved, praising its host's dominance for defying saintly authority head-on. Before it could finish, Wang Yang flicked its forehead, telling it to calm down in serious times. That same day, Ruin Mai Niang summoned the 4 great clans' delegates for an emergency meeting. She bluntly said her goal was to show them a path to survival. Using the Su clan's fate as warning, some elders protested fiercely, claiming the 4 clans wouldn't bow to a mere rising power. Ruin Mai Niang calmly reasoned that accepting Wang Yang as ruler of Xuan Yu would best preserve their interests. A young representative agreed, and she promised rich rewards for those who followed the tide. 2 remaining elders stubbornly opposed, insisting worldly kings couldn't shake their clan foundations. They proposed staying neutral, secretly probing Wang Yang's origins and waiting to overturn the board. At that moment, the story shifted to the Grand Prosperity Palace. Linlang frowned over petty reports, yet worried about Wang Yang's Xuan Yu campaign. News of victory arrived, thrilling the Empress, who demanded the report immediately. Reading of the fallen city and destroyed nation, she rejoiced, praising her brilliant husband and deciding to personally celebrate. At the plaza, Wang Yang and 2 others waited, irritated yet expectant, each lost in thought. Spotting the distant carriage, Wang Yang confirmed the awaited had finally arrived. The Empress descended regally, making all soldiers kneel in reverence. She teasingly remarked to Ruin Mai Yang about surviving the war. Ruin Mai Niang softly replied she'd won easily thanks to fortune. The Empress agreed, praising her husband, prompting Ruin Niang to sigh about marrying well, leaving Wang Yang flustered. During the meal, Ruin Mai Niang bragged of her merits and demanded a reward. The Empress told her to name it. Wang Yang sipped wine, secretly amused at the coming spectacle. Ruin Mai Niang suddenly requested to serve beside Wang Yang, instantly provoking the Empress' fiery objection and possessive claim. The 2 argued fiercely over merit and affection, while Wang Yang just wished they'd settle it quietly. Ruin Mai Yang lowered her tone, suggesting compromise. She'd aid the realm but only wanted a place in the harem. Linlang pondered, then solemnly agreed, shocking Ruin Niang, who regretted bargaining too cheaply. Wang Yang lipped up, protesting being decided for her, but the Empress laughed sweetly and overruled him. The system popped up teasing, exposing his fake frustration and real smugness, earning his annoyed retort. Wang Yang grabbed the system, demanding his nation destruction rewards, making it panic and apologize. It listed lavish prizes, techniques, divine weapons, artifacts, but Wang Yang still looked unimpressed. Seeing that, the system offered a heavenly Dao fragment, which finally satisfied him. Wuxianji and Qin Jiao suddenly arrived, radiating main character energy. Qin Jiao reported that the Empress summoned them since all Xuan Yu's great families had gathered. Wang Yang flatly refused the meeting. While the system mocked his national mascot status, he firmly rejected politics, making Wuxianji cautiously ask his next plan. Wang Yang crossed his arms, declaring he'd ditch state affairs and take them for a stroll to unwind. Hearing that, both girls lit up with joy and instantly agreed to follow him without hesitation. In contrast, tension filled the imperial hall. Thick and scuffling, the clan delegates grumbled over Wang Yang's absence, arguing fiercely about his attitude and duty. Ruin Mai Niang questioned her husband's absence, only to be sternly reminded by Linlang about proper titles. Ruin Mai Niang feigned apology, worried the meeting lacked its key figure, but the Empress calmly decided to proceed. Outside, Wang Yang strolled leisurely with the 2 girls through the bustling, lively streets. Qin Jiao was drawn to a trinket and eagerly rushed to buy it with delight. Wang Yang generously bought the whole stall, making the vendor overjoyed with sudden fortune. After shopping to their heart's content, Wang Yang urged them to move on for more exploring. They came upon a noisy crowd blocking the way. Catching Wu Xianji's attention, Wang Yang seemed uninterested, intending to avoid pointless drama. The system suddenly alerted him that the Daughter of Destiny was ahead. Surprising him, Wang Yang instantly got intrigued about recruiting a future disciple. While the system cheered for bonus rewards, he told it to stay quiet, choosing to observe before stepping in. At the center, a girl angrily accused an old man of blatant oppression. She loudly claimed ownership of the Lin estate, opposing its unlawful seizure. A man stepped forward, claiming the Lin estate via her late father's will, which she furiously denied. The crowd murmured in outrage at Lin Lauer's greed, while Wang Yang sighed at the cliché inheritance drama. Qianwu arrived grandly with men, stirring whispers whether he'd defend or betray Lin Qingshuan. Lin Qingshuan ran to him in relief, pleading for justice from her Fianna. He shoved her coldly aside, disowning her and shattering her trust. He publicly broke the engagement to marry another Lin Harris, while the woman beside him mocked triumphantly. Heartbroken, Lin Qingshuan cursed him, only to be ordered out mercilessly by Lin Lauer. Wang Yang merely shook his head, bored by the melodrama. Even Qin clan retainers muttered that Lin Lauer was heartless and shameless. Wuxianji suddenly struck, sending servants flying. Enraging the Lin clan, Wang Yang coolly replied, while Lin Qingshuan nervously begged them to leave before being dragged in. Lin Lauer, furious, ordered his men to attack the intruders. Wang Yang scoffed, calling the attackers mere insects. With a flick of sword Kai, the steward was blasted down before reacting. Panicking, Lin Lei'er shouted for their identity. Terrified by the unseen strike, Kun Jiao announced Wang Yang's true title, making the entire Lin clan turn pale with horror. The crowd erupted in disbelief, some believing, others doubting, as his casual image clashed with the legends. Offended by their skepticism, Wang Yang fumed, suspecting someone had been smearing his reputation. Qin Wu pretended to question his identity, then joined Lin Lei'er in accusing him of impersonation and calling for his death. Wang Yang sneered about the Qin clan's access to the palace. Enraged, Wu, who summoned royal enforcers to suppress him, a nascent soul enforcer stepped up, bragging he'd handle Wang Yang. Embarrassing even his peers, Wang Yang dismissed his strength, while Qin Wu panically urged them to kill and hurled vulgarities at the two beauties. The two enforcers charged, shouting confidently about tormenting their prey. Wang Yang lazily handed them to Wuxianji to deal with. Wuxianji unleashed her domineering spear art, instantly overpowering the two nascent souls. Recognizing her skill and identity, the foes panicked, realizing Wang Yang's true status, sending Qin Wu and Lin Lei'er groveling for mercy. Everyone knelt and chanted praise, while Wang Yang casually waved it off, inwardly scoffing at their flattery. The royal guards arrived, shocking the crowd who now fully believed his identity. The guards apologized for their delay, but Wang Yang coolly said no rescue was needed. Wuxianji asked for orders regarding the troublemakers. Wang Yang assigned their punishment to the guard commander. The commander ordered the Qian clan wiped out and the Lin Lei'er household purged, turning the affair into a show of authority. The citizens whispered gleefully that the Qian and Lin clans' downfall was well-deserved. The culprits wept and confessed, while the crowd cheered their ruler for purging corruption. Lin Qingshuan bowed gratefully, thanking Wang Yang publicly for restoring her justice. Wang Yang helped her up and asked her plans, blushing. She confessed she wished to serve him loyally. King Jiang Xuanji immediately protested, arguing heatedly over who had the right to stay by his side. Xuanji fumed, jealous at the thought of losing her closeness, a spark of rivalry rising within. Wang Yang firmly refused any serving, offering to take Lin Qingshuan into the Spirit Sword sect instead, which she joyfully accepted. The system congratulated him for recruiting the Daughter of Destiny, awarding a special bonus pack, which he postponed checking. At the palace, Yi Linlang spoke with Ruan Mainying, noting how smoothly the unification had gone. Yi Linlang praised her major contribution but inwardly stayed wary of her cunning. Ruan Mainying replied modestly yet was equally cautious of Yi Linlang's insight. Suddenly, maids and eunuchs rushed in with urgent news. Hearing Wang Yan had destroyed the Tian clan and taken a disciple, Ruan Mainying stood in shock, exclaiming Yi Linlang's foresight. The report left Yi Linlang stunned, suspecting Ruan Mainying's hand behind her husband's new female disciple. The two women locked gazes in silent rivalry, Yi Linlang refusing to fall behind. Ruan Mainying smiling sweetly to mask ambition. Ruan Mainying returned to her own court, demanding new titles and scolding her subordinates for the lack of worthy recruits. She furiously berated their uselessness until they confessed the real talents were hidden by the great clans. She gave a death order 7 days to bring the finest candidates, or pay with their lives. Elsewhere, Yi Linlang met the Grand Minister and officials, heard of the successful recruitment, and nodded in satisfaction. In the garden, Qin Jiao earnestly trained Xuanji, while Wang Yang sipped tea, sighing that being a master was exhausting. The system mocked him for not teaching directly, but Wang Yang philosophized that a master only guides the disciple must walk the path. Yi Linlang arrived with the Grand Master, greeting cheerfully and letting the sage pay respects. The Empress took the chance to recommend the Grand Master's chosen talents to join the Spirit Sword sect, which Wang Yang gladly approved. Ruan Bainayang suddenly appeared with her new forces, speaking gently yet implying equal rights for the Xuan Yu faction. Wang Yang screamed inwardly as the crowd of followers grew beyond control. The system hinted they were nearing 100 recruits, giving him a headache until he decided to gather them all to the sect first. He resolved to accept all talents from both nations and lead them to the Spirit Sword sect. While Yi Linlang swiftly blocked Ruan Bainayang's offer to accompany him, Wang Yang used political chaos as excuse to make Ruan Bainayang stay. She agreed outwardly, but was inwardly reluctant. Both beauties played their roles perfectly in public, yet each secretly saw the other as an arch-rival. At the Spirit Sword sect, disciples whispered about his conquests and panicked upon hearing the Supreme Sect Lord had arrived. Rushing to welcome him, Lo Wunai led the greeting party. Everyone curious about the purpose of this sudden return, disciples lined up solemnly along the path, creating a grand ceremonial scene. All hoped for personal guidance from the legendary nation-slayer himself. Wang Yang entered with a crowd as dense as ants, calmly introducing them as elites from 2 nations joining the sect. The 2 elders rejoiced, believing anyone personally brought by the Supreme Lord must be precious seedlings for the future. Wang Yang coolly assigned positions, keeping King Xuan and the purple-haired girl near him, leaving the rest to Elder Zhang Feng, and no one dared object. With duties done, he retreated to rest, sipping tea serenely while still scheming internally. He suddenly spoke, revealing he'd already investigated everyone. King Xuan was spotless, purple hair a former disciple of the Grand Master, and Yanni tied directly to Ruan Bainiang. The 3 froze, one wide-eyed at his insight, another silently groaning for being exposed so soon. Ignoring reactions, Wang Yang declared that joining the Spirit Sword sect required absolute loyalty, then officially accepted them as disciples, making them kneel and bow. Lo Wunai and Qin Jiao objected, fearing rank confusion since the newcomers might become equals or seniors. Wang Yang settled it smoothly by naming Qin Jiao's senior sister and the 3 newcomers as juniors, satisfying all sides. At dawn, Qin Jiao dragged her 3 juniors to the courtyard for strict training like a real drill sergeant. Wang Yang watched over tea, explaining to Xuanji that tailored teaching by physique would speed their growth. Once Xuanji left, Wang Yang gleefully summoned the system to open his reward pack for recruiting disciples. The box burst with green light, revealing a trove of treasures and manuals so generous that Wang Yang was left completely dazzled. The smug system hinted at more surprises, making Wang Yang both wary and excited. The system announced a disciple nurture reward mode, and Wang Yang suspected it was just a disguised PI trap. Wang Yang eyed the big red button suspiciously while the system kept urging him to press it for the experience. Upon activation, Lin Qingsing's entire cultivation data appeared with optimal training plans, proving how convenient the system was. Wang Yang gave Qingsing suitable techniques and treasures, receiving her gratitude and promise of diligence. The other 2 also got rare manuals, and the fairness declaration left all 3 shaken yet respected. The purple-haired girl felt a powerful resonance with her artifact. Sensing a destined bond, Wang Yang stressed perseverance on the cultivation path and promised abundant resources for his disciples. The 4 female disciples' eyes blazed with determination to seize the golden chance of limitless resources. Qin Jiao was stunned as the regional aura skyrocketed, benefiting not just her sisters but even the sect master preparing to break through. Master Liu felt himself on the verge of breaking through his bottleneck to a higher realm. At the crucial moment, the aura suddenly froze, and he opened his eyes in confusion. A disciple fainted from aura shortage, causing chaos. Zhang Feng was checking when he got an urgent summon, leaving unease behind. Amid the chaos, Wang Yang leisurely chatted with the system, praising its terrifying auto-teaching efficiency. Lin Qingsing glowed with radiant light, realizing she had truly broken through the foundation realm. From afar, Wang Yang saw Trecolored spiritual energy swirling like living fireworks over the mountain. He proudly praised his disciples' talent leveling up with mere resources just as Master Liu and elders arrived to pay respects. Wang Yang softly asked their reason, and Master Liu reported that King Wen Peak had drained the sect's aura, halting cultivation. Hearing this, Lin Qingsing blushed in guilt, but Zhang Feng quickly clarified they weren't here to scold. Master Liu revealed their true intent to ask the Supreme Sect Master to rebuild the spirit veins for shared benefit. Wang Yang privately consulted the system, which confidently said it was a trivial matter. The system rewarded him with Divinigrade treasures, Zochin Star Disc and Purple Mansion Immortal Stone, and shamelessly praised itself, holding the glowing artifact. Wang Yan admired it with visible satisfaction. He declared it'd use the Immortal Stone to refill the sect's aura, tossing the treasure skyward to unleash energy over Spirit Sword sect. Wang Yang asked if the aura was sufficient. All elders and disciples gratefully thanked him for the rare cultivation chance. Exclamations echoed across the sect as everyone hastily sat to meditate. Afraid to miss the opportunity, the Spirit Sword sect was bathed in warm aura as disciples entered deep cultivation together. Master Liu sat quietly in reflection, realizing he'd never reached new realms without the Supreme Sect Master. With resolve, he swallowed a precious pill, determined to seize the breakthrough moment. As soon as he meditated, golden light burst from him, a faint divine form behind signaling a massive realm leap. The nearby disciples panicked at the strange vision, asking what was floating behind the sect master. The elders cheered, declaring Spirit Sword sect finally had a cultivator in the Great Ascension realm. Someone muttered a comparison to the Supreme Sect Master and was instantly scolded and sent to meditate for insolence. The system announced Liu Wenhei's breakthrough and suggested adding new functions for the sect. Wang Yang laughed and refused, unwilling to trade his lazy lifestyle for convenience. He suddenly remembered an unclaimed heavenly Dao fragment, and the system opened the Dao space gateway. Staring at the chaotic shards, Wang Yang complained while the system teased that killing a saint could grant the full heavenly Dao. The heavenly Dao fragment in his hand pulsed with ancient power and swirling runes. The system reported Yi Dao layers activated, making Wang Yang suspect the reward was just a realm booster. Countless holographic screens appeared like a surveillance hub, and he groaned, thinking he'd been drafted for public service. The system explained it was a side ability of the heavenly Dao to monitor controlled targets. Spotting an old man on screen, Wang Yang froze as the system identified him as Ling Ji Zhenren of Feng Yun sect. Recalling the old acquaintance, Wang Yang watched while joking he didn't care, eyes glued to the screen. The view shifted to Feng Yun sect, time-stamped exactly 1 month later. In a tense room, a senior brother tried to calm things down while Ling Ji Zhenren furiously accused Wang Yang of killing his disciple and demanded retribution. Despite persuasion, Ling Ji raged that a lost life couldn't be treated lightly. The next morning, Ling Ji asked for results. A disciple said they'd seek justice once Elder Yun Hai emerged from seclusion. When asked when that would be, the disciple stammered about a month, darkening the mood. After the disciple left, Ling Ji sneered that it would mark Spirit Sword sect's doom, while the white-haired elder stayed silent in thought. Watching via the heavenly mirror, Wang Yang saw their hostility, while the system admitted it lacked full data on Wenyin sect. Wang Yang smirked and opened the Dao interface himself to investigate. As the system quietly felt obsolete, back at Spirit Sword Sect, Liu Wenhai appeared radiant post-breakthrough, surrounded by cheering disciples. After the celebration, he tidied his robes and walked confidently toward the council hall. In the grand hall, Wang Yang sat at the head, motioning Liu Wenhai to sit as family. Wang Yang casually revealed that his heavenly reading showed Wenyin sect plotting against Spirit Sword Sect. The hall erupted. Liu Wenhai and the elders couldn't believe a major sect would pick a fight. Zhang Feng and Qi Wenyuan argued it might be a misunderstanding. Big sects had no reason to suppress them. Wang Yang barked back, stressing the law of the jungle and cultivation and asserting his judgment. Silencing all doubt, a disciple suddenly rushed in, announcing a Wenyin sect envoy demanding immediate audience with the Supreme Sect Master. Liu Wenhai turned pale, realizing Wang Yang's prediction was true. While Zhang Feng was secretly awed by his foresight, Wang Yang calmly reassured everyone, then ordered Zixian to bring the Wenyin envoy into the council hall. The envoy arrived shouting battle terms, making Wang Yang sneer at the righteous coercion act. When asked the content, Wang Yang calmly said they demanded self-crippling and surrender of all sect resources. Liu Wenhai slammed the table in fury, elders fiercely rejecting such humiliating demands. Wang Yang glanced at the envoy and coldly declared it the price for his insolence. With a flick of his finger, spiritual energy shot out, striking the envoy before he could react. Afterward, Wang Yang esly announced that Spirit Sword Sect would accept war. Its official answer. The terrified envoy collapsed to his knees, trembling as he promised to relay the message exactly. Zhang Feng worriedly asked why let him go, but Wang Yang replied everything was already calculated. Back at Fengyun Sect, the envoy repeated Wang Yang's words, driving Lingji Zhenren into a mad rage. Before he could act, he turned to the white-haired elder in panic for help. A glowing sigil appeared on the envoy's forehead. The elder recognized the soul-destroying thunder seal and shouted for everyone to retreat. The room exploded violently, fire and smoke consuming everything. From afar, Wang Yang merely snorted, such is the fate of those who dare offend him.